Oh yeah.
Nice.
I squirted on the iPad. Every single
Everybody's
time.
squirting at something. First it was me. It was you.
Every
Why
single
you
time.
choose next?
You guys are trying to make me choke. I swear.
Oh God. Okay.
All right. So welcome to the podcast, guys. This is our second episode. And yeah,
Hello and welcome.
everybody. How are we doing?
Hello. Not too bad. What about you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. So what? I don't know. What did we do this weekend, George?
Riz and I, we were at a cottage. Man, it feels so nice. You know, after being locked in your house for so long, you get to go outside, do something different. Remember, we went to our friend's cottage.
Dude,
Oh.
COVID has drained my social battery.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't communicate with people because I've been so inside for such a long time.
Very
But
true.
now I saw people like non-familiar faces, and I'm just like, hi. Then I can't. I'm like, I just don't know how to talk to people, and my social energy. I'm like, I've lost that, like being able
Yeah.
to talk to people because it's just I've been inside for 2 years.
But like, what part
What do you mean?
exhausts you? Like, you know, when you start talking to someone, like, what is it? Like, is it just actually start? Because for me, I know for me, it's starting a conversation. After I start a conversation, I fly from there.
Yeah.
Is it starting for you or is it maintaining?
I mean, I feel like I just didn't know. It's just because I had a COVID. I'm like, it's just with other people. I'm like, what do we talk about? There's nobody's done anything. You can't ask them, what have you like?
Yeah.
How was your last like 6 months? Oh, good. I was inside waiting for my vaccine. So it's just like everybody's the same story because nobody's been doing
Yeah.
anything for the past 2
You're,
years.
you're just paranoid about them having COVID. So when they talk, you start like
Yeah.
Duck and
You're
weaving.
avoiding like their breaths.
weaving their breaths.
Yeah, I know it was a bit easier for me because like I talk to these guys every day. I've known them since high school, but for me, like the most shocking thing was like how different everyone looks.
Yeah.
Like half of the guys had like a buzz cut, you know,
That's
their
true.
beards and stuff, and I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah,
Oh yeah, but
looks so different from
That's
my
true.
like.
that's
what I
true.
remember.
Especially if you
Yeah.
haven't seen people in such a long
And everyone
time.
was saying like, oh my god, what's on your head? It's like, oh, this is my hair, man. Relax.
So
This
long.
just grew out of control. Yeah.
did they do the buzz cut
Yeah.
because it was a trend or because you just didn't want to go to a barber?
I know one of my friends, Andy. He had his hair really long, and I think he cut it for like I think
Oh, for charity?
yeah, I think for
Yeah,
charity.
you donate your hair.
I think Jared cut it just because it looks good. Man, it looks good on him. Man,
What is
this guy
his
used
buzz
to,
cut a thing right now?
He buzzed it.
He buzzed it.
It
Jared
was a
used to
trend
have
on
like
TikTok for a little bit.
super nice gelled hair and stuff like that, and he buzzes it, and it looks super good. I was like, okay, it fits him.
Oh.
I know he buzzed it earlier as well, but now he buzzed it. Now he's like growing a beard and stuff too. It fits him like it's perfect.
Is that the? I
Very
think
nice.
haircut. It's just changed so much. Before I
Yeah.
think it was the fade. I didn't know it's buzz cuts now. Is buzz cuts?
Well, I
now?
guess
Buzz
'cause-
cuts are the thing now.
That
Because
is
it's
that-
like with COVID, just like people are locked in. What are you gonna do? You're gonna
True.
shave your whole head.
True, because when I went to the barber's like, you don't want to grow your hair because everybody has grown their hair because of COVID.
Yeah.
Now everybody's looking to like shorter hairstyles are the go-to now. Apparently, that's what he was telling me.
Oh, I thought it was because of a TikTok trend, or maybe
Oh.
the TikTok trend happened because of what you're talking about.
Well,
Maybe.
I know with me, like at least when COVID started, I had people grew out their hair or they cut their hair. Like I know in my work team in MS Teams, half of them had buzz cuts. They were like, "Oh, you got the COVID cut too? Oh yeah, the COVID cut. Oh, you got the COVID cut."
What's the COVID cut?
Did you shave your head?
Oh, you just shave your head.
Because it's like
Yeah.
COVID cut. People probably don't know how to properly cut their hair, so they just they bust the whole thing off.
That's
Yeah.
true. I mean, barbers
Like-
were closed for so
Ex-
many
that's
people.
the
Either
thing.
So long.
Yeah, I decided to grow out the hair because I have like a egg-shaped head. So if I just shave my head, it'll look really weird and pointy at the top.
Yeah.
So I decided to like grow it out, but this is almost worse at this point.
Yeah,
It's
and
pretty crazy.
I was debating on cutting my own hair. Do you think
Yeah.
would you ever
No.
cut your own hair
No
in front of
chance.
a mirror?
No.
No chance. How are you going to do the back of your head?
Yeah, okay, yeah. I can
You
like
hold
you
a
can,
mirror?
you can
I'm
line it
not
up.
flexible enough.
No, it's
I'll tell you
actually.
that right now.
I get my brother to line up my hair. and
Yeah,
stuff like
it's
that.
not bad to do the top because that's what I did at the beginning of COVID. So last summer,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I cut my own hair from the top, and then I had my sister like do the sides. It wasn't too bad.
Okay,
That's
someone to do the
If
sides.
somebody
Okay.
does
You
it
need,
for
you need
you,
yeah,
probably
exactly.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
she's not a pro anyway.
I'd save so much money if I could cut my own hair.
I
Just think of it. You're just staying at home and you just cut your own hair.
I was actually thinking of that too because it's actually like at least
Bro, it's
I pay
so
like $30
expensive.
Yeah.
like every month. If you think about it for a year, it's like it adds up, quite a bit. It's like
Yeah, plus tip. And then
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like,
it's like you're paying at least $300 for
Especially
hair.
if you want
and it's
a beer too. Literally, it's like it's
Yeah.
like a monthly. You have to put $100 on the side just for haircuts.
I mean,
Depends
ridiculous.
on how much you cut your hair, though.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I cut my hair like
Monthly
once every 3 months.
okay. I cut it once a month. I cut it once a month, and it's like $30. So like every month, $30. You like you said, you're over $300 by the end of the year, and it's you think $30, but like I said,
Yeah,
the end
it's
comes
up.
and it's like, oh, this is a lot in haircuts. I wish I could just cut it myself, but It's all right. But man, yeah, that cottage was nice. Seeing everyone was very, like I said, I talk to them
Different,
every
yeah.
day and stuff like that. But seeing them in person is just, it's like a refreshing,
Yeah.
refreshing
New
sensation.
thing of social,
Yeah.
just seeing everybody there.
What about you guys?
I went on a hike and I got absolutely destroyed.
We went on a hike.
Yeah, we went on a hike. Sorry.
Where'd you
guys go?
How long was the hike?
It was 10K, but
10K.
in total, with us
I
getting lost a
remember.
bunch of times, thanks to yours truly, I'd say about 12 or 13K we actually did.
That's a long. I can only.
It took us like 5 hours.
Yeah, it was a Charleston Lake, and they have a 10K loop, and then but they also have like a 1 kilometer detour for like a lookout. So we did the detour 1 kilometer there, 1 kilometer back, and then
That's
we
sick.
did the loop, but then in the loop because the trail is so like it's actual full on trail. It's not a walking hike.
Okay, I was gonna
Yeah.
ask.
You
Oh,
gotta
that's
hike,
sick.
hike. So the signs, there are no signs on where to go. It's
Oh,
basically
really?
either a nailed little blue sign
Yeah.
on the trees,
Yeah.
or it's actually just spray painted trees.
But a lot of them are like off.
Yeah.
Like you see a couple of them on the ground, and you're just kind of like, where do I go?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's kinda sick.
like trees. Like they should never spray paint any birch tree because birch trees fall down so easily. For some reason, I don't know
That
why.
too.
Like they're not as dense and sturdy as.
Well, that's
like,
all that
other
was on the
trees.
ground.
Mm.
It was
Yeah,
all birch
for
trees,
sure.
all rotting birch trees.
Was it
Pretty cool.
packed? Was there a lot of people?
No,
Yeah.
No,
we,
we saw-
we saw like 2 other souls in there.
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, and like
No.
nobody wanted to do that because that day was one of the hottest days too. Like with the humidity,
Oh,
it was over 30.
It was really bad for
pretty hot.
heat.
Yeah, that was
was-
Sunday.
That was Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Saturday, I watched the UFC fight, UFC 264.
Oh,
That was
yes.
so good, man.
It was pretty good. Like I wouldn't say like it was insane, but it was pretty good. Like not satisfying for the tiebreaker
Yeah.
between McGregor and Poirier.
That's
Yeah.
He's done though.
Yeah.
I think he's done. He's never
Think so?
coming back though.
No, he said he's
No.
coming back, and Dana
I-
White said that he's gonna come back in year Conor McGregor.
McGregor.
I don't think he's ever come back. I
Well,
mean, he can't. come back
He's
from
never
that,
gonna
though.
be as good as he was, but he's coming back. This guy makes.
He'll come back,
Here's
but I
the
don't
thing.
think he'll come back. in.
Dana White wants Conor and Dustin to fight. Dustin himself in one of the post-fight interviews, he said like one of the guys asked him, "Are you guys gonna fight again?" He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna fight again either on the sidewalk or in the ring." You don't say that stuff to people. So
That's true.
Dustin wants to fight.
That's
He
true.
also made so much money.
Yeah.
Dana White wants him to fight, and Conor McGregor
They're-
obviously wants to try to
is
avenge his
the
loss.
money
so-
making machine
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah.
For the
You know,
UFC.
yes,
So they're
he
just
is.
like, oh, we'll do another round.
Yeah.
Because the UFC is making so much money out of him. They really
Yeah.
don't care.
The issue is like, let's say he comes in a year, because Dustin's he's gonna fight Charles Oliveira for like the championship next.
Yeah.
You know, let's say he wins that fight. You know, he's the champion. Does Conor come, who's won 1 fight in his last, I think, 3 or 4 fights? Does he come and get an automatic championship fight? You know what I mean? So that's what people are saying.
That's true.
How does that work?
very
'Cause
true.
If he wants to fight,
That
does
is
he have to fight other people first? What if he loses those fights and he doesn't get the fight? You know, it's going to be
Yeah.
a bit tricky to see how they handle it.
Well, so if he wins and then McGregor fights him, would that actually be a championship title fight or
that's
no?
the thing, yeah. Because if he wins,
Technically
the champion, he'd be
speaking,
exactly, yeah. So it'll be a championship fight, and people would.
Ah.
It'll
Are
be
just
like,
like-
okay, he doesn't deserve it. He's literally won.
2 games in the
Yeah.
past 2
Honestly,
years.
if he was smart about it, McGregor, he'd do an exhibition fight.
That's what I was just
With
about to
Dana-
say.
with,
He
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
he should retire and do no. He could even do it with Dustin outside the UFC. I know like
Yeah.
Dana White probably wouldn't allow it because McGregor makes so much money for them
Yeah.
because of his trash talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His trash talking
Yeah.
like brings in so much attention. Like people who know nothing and don't want to know anything about UFC watch it just for McGregor.
Well, he got nice for a bit though.
The-
Remember,
the
It was
second
like-
fight, he
yeah,
was
he
super
did.
He was
nice.
super nice about
And
it.
then
Yeah.
he got beat.
What happened to him?
I think
Yeah, he's on a massive losing streak. That's
It
what
was,
happened to him.
against what was his name? Cowboy dude. What was his name?
Don Cerrone, yeah,
Yeah, Cerrone, yeah.
He was nice
very
there,
nice. Like
and he also against Dustin, the second fight, super nice, and everyone's like, "Oh, where's Mean Conor?" And whatever, nothing happened, and he lost, and
Mean Connor
probably
came out.
yeah, he probably was like, you know what? Because the thing is, like, at least in their first fight, one of the reasons why Conor beat him is that he really bothered Dustin with like the stuff he was saying. So Dustin just went in, like, crazy.
mental
He
he
games.
was seeing red.
he was so emotional, yeah, and then he just, I guess, overextended himself, and he got beat.
Yeah,
So
like-
probably that's what Conor tried to do, and Conor did annoy him, but at this point, you know, Dustin's beat him, so it's like no matter
Twice in
it's
a
like
kinda
no
row.
matter what
Yeah.
you say, it's not gonna bother me as much as it did back then.
It
You know what I
doesn't
mean?
carry as much weight
Yeah,
when
exactly.
you literally broke your leg trying to attack me. Like
Yeah.
that's basically what he's thinking.
And did it
Dustin.
even end?
Right.
It's not like it ended in him winning either.
It was
Yeah,
a doctor stop.
Yeah, like
So-
technically it counts as a victory for Dustin. Like
Yeah.
on his record, it's a win, and on Conor's record, it's a loss.
Yeah.
But like,
I
yeah, like technically it's
Did you see his like shin snap like a
Yeah.
twig, man?
Oh.
Honestly, though, before the fight went to the ground, Connor wasn't doing so bad. So
No,
Connor
it
had
was
all
actually-
the pressure. But the thing is, like Dustin had very good defense. He wasn't like eating,
Overcommitting,
like he
probably.
was eating the hits, but he wasn't like his face wasn't eating. He was
Yeah.
guarding everything. He was checking all the kicks. But to be fair, the pressure was all done by McGregor. Like,
Oh yeah,
McGregor
he sprinted at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in the first literally like 2 seconds of the fight, he's threw out a big kick, like
Yeah.
a spin kick. Like he's really trying to win
Like
the
he's
same way you
trying
want
to fight. It's not like
Yeah.
he's hiding
Yeah.
behind it. He's like, even if you throw him in there, he's still going at the guy.
This is what I like about McGregor. He doesn't fight to win. He fights to fight and
Yeah.
then win because he fights with style.
I feel like his style hasn't changed though.
The second fight, it was that's why he lost, because it was
Yeah.
a boxing stand. It was all boxing, and the way he was,
Because that was right after the thing too.
and he was
Yeah.
training because he was supposedly going to fight Manny Pacquiao, so he
Yeah.
was training boxing a lot.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
had a very boxing stance, and that's why people say like he might have lost. So that's why this one he came out with the kicks, spinning kick, roundhouse kicks, and stuff like that. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but at least he always. Think of it. Has there ever been a boring McGregor fight?
There's
No,
never been a
Every
boring
single fight,
McGregor
like, is just because he just
Something's
comes at
going
you.
on.
Think of it. Nate Diaz, both those fights were insane. Even winner loss.
Oh yeah,
insane.
yeah.
Poirier, it was
And
insane.
bloody too.
Yeah, that's the thing. So that's what
he even ripped his ear this time. I think I was watching before his
it was-
pro. It was so much blood coming out of his
the
ear.
cauliflower. It's cauliflower, and it was like gooey.
He was
sludge.
just no, because it's not
Yeah.
just blood. Because they
Yeah.
routinely drain them. He probably just didn't drain them properly before the fight. So the reason why you see like
Oh.
it's not because of the actual fighting. It's because of all the holds.
Yeah.
When you hold
It's
someone's ear and it just squishes it over and over again. Even like
is that how?
yeah. So the ears get damaged and you have to keep draining them. So like for someone like Khabib, you look at his ears.
Yeah.
They're way more messed up than like
Yeah.
a boxer.
Yeah.
Or like a boxer
That
type
makes sense.
MMA
It's actually
fighter. Yeah.
very true.
Because all his fighting style is grappling, and the moment your head gets into the grappling, that's it. Like you're
Because
gonna
the Bears dude slapped him back and freaking rushed
Like,
and it breaks his ear. Man, everybody who
That's
comes out of that zone, I'm not even telling you.
Dagestan, man.
In
They're all
Dagestan, they're
insane.
all insane.
Is it like the elevation? Do they are they like naturally blood doping?
I have no idea, man. These guys are like bred to fight. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Because you know how people
They're
like
different species, dude.
athletes go to train at high altitudes.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
born and living in the mountains. It's like, does that have anything to do with it?
Actually,
100%.
could.
It
It
actually makes-
100%.
And I think
probably
it's
does.
sort of a lifestyle too. I was watching him
Oh, yeah.
talk right after the McGregor. He was talking about it, and he's like, "There's a difference between us, like he meant literally the people, like his team
Like,
and others." He's
Khabib
like,
said that?
yeah. Khabib was saying that in the interview. He's like, we even when I don't need a fight to train. He's like,
Yeah.
since I've been 5 years old, I've been training.
Yeah.
So this kid
That's
has been
true.
training since he's
That's-
been 5. He doesn't need a
Yeah.
fight.
How
He's
old
just
is he?
been training.
Khabib?
Yeah.
I think he's 27.
He's like, high 20s, 27,
Yeah.
28.
He's not even 30.
No,
I don't think so.
he's a young guy. Like,
insane.
So he's
I
younger
thought
than
he was, like-
McGregor.
I
No.
thought he was in his 30s.
No, he's high 20. I believe he's high 20s. And the only reason he retired is because his dad
Yeah.
passed away. But if his
Yeah.
dad didn't pass away,
He
he's
would've
gonna
still
be
kept
fighting
probably
and
going.
probably still smashing everybody that
Oh, yeah.
comes against him.
man. But for me, the real star of the whole show, and like the fight one MVP of the night was like
Sugar Sean.
Sugar Sean
What
O'Malley.
a fight was
This
that, man?
guy,
And
insane.
his
So much-
opponent, Chris.
Man, respect to that guy. This guy
Yeah.
took the fight on like 10 days notice. I mean,
Bro, the guy was a tank.
he like works at a paint shop apparently for like 40 hours a week. He just took this fight on 10 days notice.
Why did he take the fight? He's just like, oh,
I don't know, like
it's
he's a
free
martial
money.
artist, and it
Yeah.
was his
That's
first
true.
UFC fight too.
Yeah.
His first ever
His
UFC
debut.
fight against Sean O'Malley, who's like one of the best like fighters there is. Like,
Yeah,
he's-
the up and coming fighters, like Sean
He's
O'Malley,
so good.
man, you should have seen him like 2-3 years ago. Looks nothing like he does.
oh
now.
yeah,
Like his style changed, his looks changed, his hair changed, and now he's all tattooed.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I used to watch him like, what's the
Yeah.
channel called? UFC One or something, where the ring is blue, it's smaller, and it's just a few spectators. It's where they have like people who can't make it to the UFC like main events,
yeah.
so they fight there, and Dana White's there, and he picks.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about, right?
yeah.
So Sugar Sean O'Malley was literally the star. Anytime he's in any of those like events, killed it. And like I watched one fight, he was up against a dude, I forgot his name, but he was mainly like a boxer type. And Sugar Sean O'Malley got beat. Literally 3 rounds of just getting beat. But then the last bit of the 3rd round, he grappled and took the guy down. Like he ate, so he was literally in Chris's position in that fight.
But he won.
But no, UFC 264 for Sugar Sean O'Malley, he set a world record for
Yeah,
the amount of
that's what I'm
hits
saying.
to the head that landed. Like his accuracy is scary, but the guy didn't move. His opponent made it too
Yeah.
easy. Like even someone who's never fought anyone before, if they were fighting Chris, they would have hit half their shots. Like the guy wasn't moving. His coach was yelling. I was like, move your head, move your head. He's just like,
I think probably the pressure of, like your first UFC fight ever against Shawn O'Malley probably like
Is it a lot?
got to him, but or maybe he was just trying to block his punches with his face.
That is
But, like everything he
Other
threw
tactic I would
just hit his head. Like no matter what, boom, 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 all to the head.
yeah. And the guy just took it.
Yeah.
He kept coming at him. Man. He was swearing at him. He was like, Shawn O'Malley was saying that the guy was saying him like, "Oh, you're a pussy" or something. It's like, bro. But I mean, he just wouldn't stop coming at him. Like it's insane.
To be fair though, he's kind of right because so UFC fighters usually they take a suspension after the events, and after this event, Sugar Shawn O'Malley is taking a suspension, and he took no hits almost because his hands were fractured from
From how many times he
from
hit
how
the
many
guy.
times like imagine hitting a guy so many times and the guy's still standing, not knocked out, and you broke your hands.
It's like
insane.
You look at that, it's like, oh my god, man, just stop it. It's so like damaging. It's like what can I do to kill this guy?
Like it's
Big
mentally
mouth.
damaging. Like a lot of people disagree with the ref for stopping the fight because the ref he's not a new ref from
Herb Dean? Was it Herb Dean?
I don't know, but he wasn't like he's known in the UFC events. Like he wasn't new, like it wasn't inexperienced, but he stopped the fight, and everyone was like, "Why?" Even like Chris was like, "Oh, like why did he stop the fight?" You were
And his face was
literally-
disfigured.
You were a punching bag. Like, like
Did you say he went back to teach the next day or whatever?
Yeah,
One
I
of the guys in
saw
his face
this
is just-
thing on social media. Like he went back to teach his like jiu-jitsu class or something the next day. It's like, my god, this guy's
Look at his face. He's
this
just
guy's literally his like eyes over here, his like cheeks like that, and it was crazy. Like in the end, like the post-fight interview, like Shawn O'Malley, he's like moving something and his hands are shaking. And he's like, my hands hurt so much, but he's just hitting. Think of it, he's hitting this guy so much, and the guy's just coming at him. And like I'm pretty sure the skull is stronger than the fist, so eventually he's just gonna.
not only that,
Add up.
but like UFC gloves. I don't know if you ever trained with them, but they're not.
No,
they don't
they're
have a
not.
lot-
Yeah,
they don't have a
they're
lot
not
of
like the
padding.
boxing gloves. Yeah.
No, they don't have, like you said, a lot of padding. So,
So
just
not only that, and these. Well, it's not knuckles, but
Or
this
not-
part of your finger is
There.
mostly exposed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
his style of punching, he didn't clench his fist all the way. So even if he
did
hit
like
it
that.
at any point other than
Yeah,
here,
that hurts.
it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Like no
Yeah.
wonder he probably fractured something in like one of his
100%.
fingers at least.
If not all of them, man, just hit that guy so many times.
I was just thinking about this the other day. Why? I think somebody like Ip Man, remember Kung Fu? Could they ever come into like mixed martial arts and fight?
Well,
I've
I was
seen
just
a lot
thinking
of
about
stuff
this
about
the other
this.
day.
Apparently, no. Apparently, like when you bring those like martial arts, like kung fu and stuff, and you put like those people to fight like actual, mixed martial artists and stuff like that. Apparently, they don't win. Usually, these mixed martial artists like or boxers and stuff like that. They usually
Win?
win. Yeah, like it's just a more effective method of fighting. Whereas like
Okay.
where at least from the stuff I've seen, I know I was looking it up
Yeah.
and I was listening to Joe Rogan. He's not like educated in a lot of things about martial arts. It's
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, and he was saying usually these guys, they don't like it's not as effective in an actual fight against someone who's like boxing or like Muay Thai stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like these fancy kicks and stuff. It's not going to be as
Yeah.
in a real
Because
fight.
that's what I was
it's not
thinking. I was like,
gonna be as
whenever it was one of the Ip Man movies. Remember, it was him
Those
against
movies are
Mike
so good,
Tyson.
though. Yeah, I
He was
saw that. Yeah.
against Mike Tyson. I don't know if you watched. It was like Ip Man 4, I think. And like, I was thinking about it. I'm like, I know it's the movies, but it would be pretty sick to see a kung fu
Yeah,
master,
I know.
somebody like Bruce Lee,
well,
inside here fighting one of these guys.
you can get your question answered very quickly.
Oh.
Just watch the early UFC fights.
That's
Yeah, I know, it was
There were
actually
it was a wildland. You could
100%.
have
Yes.
like I remember watching. They had like this 300, 400 pound guy fighting.
Yeah,
this,
like,
like
I think was he a sumo wrestler or was he not a sumo wrestler?
I don't know what he was, but like he was fighting another guy who was just doing another martial art. Like they
Yeah.
when it first started, it was actually just mixed martial arts fighting.
Yeah,
So
they didn't
this
care
guy
what it is.
purely Brazilian jiu-jitsu against a guy who's purely like I don't know, like Shamrock. What did he do? I forgot what he did.
Yeah.
It was some weird shit. Like
And they just went at it.
and he just went at it.
They definitely had way more casualties, dude, back then.
Oh,
Because it's just like
yeah,
It
because
was
there
so
were no
dangerous.
rules.
It was so
They were allowed
dangerous.
nut shots, everything.
Downward elbows were allowed, nut shots were
Yeah.
allowed, anything like head striking. You can knee someone to the head
Yeah.
like going down.
Yeah,
So
Oh
many
my
rules are
God.
in the UFC now because of
Yeah.
early UFC.
of the things that happened.
Because people literally, I don't know if anyone died. I wouldn't be surprised.
Probably,
but
like,
like a lot of
long-term-
long-term injuries, 100%. So
for
many.
sure.
of them.
It's just changed so much, I
Yeah.
think, since before to now. But now it's more organized. I feel like
Yeah.
majority even
Yeah.
of the fighters that are right now in the UFC, I feel yes, they're all in different disciplines of martial arts, but overall they kind of all fight relatively, I think, in a more similar manner
I feel
than
like
compared to before.
there are two types you find. strikers
Yeah.
and grapplers.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah,
And
That's true.
in my opinion, 100%, I'd never want to face a grappler.
I think the grapplers will always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get their hands on you, like it's gonna be.
You just can't do anything. You
Yeah.
just get against
You know,
the
it's
wall.
like an anaconda. They just wrap around you and you can't do anything.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And it doesn't look that painful when you watch it.
Yeah.
Trust me, from experience, being put in a hold, I'll never take that over getting punched. I'll take getting punched in the face any day over like it.
Can you go
literally-
grappled?
It literally feels like your head's being squished, like you're gonna die.
True, yeah, because they're
Their whole weight is on top of you, and they're hitting you, and it's like it's such a bad situation. Like, because I don't normally do too much like when I did martial arts, but I did one session, and he's on top of you, and you have to get him off you, but he's still hitting you, and his whole weight's on you, and it's just
so
it's
tiring,
so
taxing.
difficult.
And
Yeah,
it's stressful. Like,
Yeah.
you actually feel like you're gonna die.
yeah,
That's true.
And
Yeah.
even when you're facing someone like me, I used to spar with people who were like not in my weight class, so like lighter than me, and I literally felt like when they had your arm in a hold or when
Yeah.
they had your head in hold, I actually felt like I was gonna break my arm or I was
Yeah.
gonna pass out, and you can pass out easily from
Yeah.
a hold. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
so easy.
Just
It's
like get knocked out.
that's why it's like people who know this stuff do it so well that like, I mean, of course, size matters, but like they can put you in locks and stuff
100%.
where,
And
if they
different
do it right,
positions
like,
where they can, like,
you're gonna be in
snap your
trouble, yeah.
hand or anything.
and that's why like someone like Conor McGregor, who's mainly a striker,
Yeah.
I think, like, yeah, I still say he's a top fighter, but I don't think he's ever gonna beat someone like Khabib or when you get into like these grapplers and stuff. I think they're always gonna be at the top. Like it's just so hard. Like yes, you get someone like Kamaru Usman was a wrestler, now he's striking, he's really good, but I think if he has to use his wrestling, I think he could. It's just so hard, man. If, like I say, if you can keep it at a distance, it's fine. But as soon as they hold on to you, it's gonna be so
because
hard,
you're
man.
just like on top of you. Can't like you said, because their weight is on top of you.
Yeah.
It's just so tiring, right? You're
Yeah.
just in the
And they're
corner
so
just trying
good at manipulating their weight.
That's the
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
way that they
And
need to.
The thing is, it's always for BJJ. It's always a war of attrition.
Yeah.
So their
Yep.
stamina on the ground is insane.
Yeah.
You'll feel like you have them. So for example, at the fight with McGregor and Dustin, when they first went to the ground, to anyone who's not trained, they'd see and they're like, oh yeah, like McGregor's on the back, he has his legs around him, it's done. No, Poirier was literally just tiring him out, and then he slipped his head from like under his arms, and he just started pounding on him,
Yeah.
pounding on. And McGregor was getting hits from like under to the top, but they don't carry as much weight.
Yeah.
Dustin had the
your
weight.
whole thing going
Yeah,
down on him.
His whole torso was coming down with the elbow.
Yeah. And
Like-
gravity, and
That's why his ear, dude, ripped.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. He just slashed down with his.
That's why I think even if he didn't break his ankle or leg, and if the fight, Dustin would have gone. Like when it went to the ground, that was it. It was done.
Yeah. Although, like, I do believe that when you get to round 2, it could change. Like, because Conor, like, in the end, he tried to take it down to get the guillotine. So I think it was his mistake. Now, of course, Dustin was going in with a huge fight, and I think if he took it down again, he's gonna win. But I still do think, like, from the beginning, I was saying Dustin's probably gonna win, but I do think that because it finished so early, the end of round 1, it's like you never know what could happen.
But
Like
he was looking at it the other day. In all their fights, they haven't even done 5 rounds.
yeah, the first
That's
fight
insane.
finished round 1,
That's
second one
actually
round
insane.
2, and third one round 1.
So fast.
That's just
Everything's just been happening in one round. It's because both of them just go at each other.
Yeah,
That's
that's why
the-
everyone loves their fights. They're both fighters.
Like,
Yeah.
They're just there to like fight. They're not there to win.
And then McGregor makes it personal too. Both of them like just want to kill each other.
Yeah, I know.
They're just like going at it.
it was funny at one
Yeah.
point when like Dustin's like pounding on him, Conor just looks at him from down and just like with his like tongue all bloody. It's like, bro, you're getting your face smashed.
You're
man.
literally dying.
like I don't know. He makes it entertaining and like
I don't understand how they can like. It's so much stress. When
Yeah.
you're getting pounded on,
Yeah.
and the guy's on top of you, and he has the fucking balls to just be like,
Man, I would hate it if I'm
Probably
Dustin
it's, like,
Poirier and
mentally,
looking down
yeah.
at McGregor. This guy, I'm literally killing him,
yeah,
and he's
just
still
laughing,
looking up
yeah.
at you and like
It's all mentally just trying to
Yeah.
like piss him off or because
Yeah.
just like I can't think of the word, but to just
like aggravated.
to aggravate me, it's like what more can I do to hit this guy? I'm just smashing his face with my elbows and he's still smiling. I just like a mental thing, but I'm sure, of course, in the inside he's like, oh my god, like
This
my
is the
skull
worst.
is I don't
Like,
even feel
how do you
anything.
think of like you're getting your face smashed in and you're just like, all right, I'm just gonna do this maneuver. I'm just gonna look at him and be like, like in the middle of a fight, like I would be so like, I don't know, serious.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be thinking of how am I gonna piss this guy off as he's bashing my face in.
It probably comes from experience. I know if I was in his position, I'd probably be like, "Oh my god, get me out!" I'd probably tap out just from the punches. Man. Like this guy got from the first elbow. I'd be like, "That's it, I'm done. I'm gonna get me out of here." He took like 8 elbows and he's just, it's like, oh my god,
I
man.
think mentally these guys they literally don't give
These
up.
guys
'cause
are
I'm like,
fighters,
one punch from that, I'm dead. My head is spinning like
like
360.
I wouldn't tell. I'd be unconscious from one of those.
They
elbows.
keep
It's so
going.
true.
It's just they keep going. But it's even the idea of like literally when you're putting both of them together, it's like literally it's just you. It's such an extreme sport. I find with UFC.
It is.
It is unlike anything else because like your main purpose is literally to not really kill the guy, but bring him to the close of like literally
to inflict as much damage as you can.
Damage as you can.
Yeah.
Like swift damage. I mean, the ultimate goal would be like to knock him out, but like.
Here's a question for you guys. You know how like Chris Coutinho stepped in like 10 days notice, and I mean I don't know how much he made. He got like the $75,000 bonus because he got his face like beat to like bloody pulp. If the UFC came and was like, we need a last second thing, you know, you're guaranteed like 100,000, like guaranteed 100K.
100%.
Would you do it?
100%. George, you don't understand.
You come back.
What are you doing though? Like, am I taking a punch?
You would just like you'd end up
fighting.
like Chris. Yeah,
you're Chris.
Well, you might get knocked out, but like you get like
wait, is the scenario I will 100% end up like Chris, or am I just going in as myself right now?
Well, you're going as yourself, but you're fighting a top tier UFC fighter, so you'll probably end up like Chris,
Most
if
likely,
not worse.
but-
If not worse. Yeah, but it's like you're guaranteed. Like, well, let's say you do it for 100K, would you?
100%, because this is just for me. Like, I'm not thinking logically. Personally, for me, COVID robbed me of my like MMA. Like, it's not even a career, I think, but my MMA hobby, because I was supposed to start going to fights. Like I was training.
Oh, true.
COVID
Yeah,
hit
you were telling me.
right as I was about to start going to fights in Montreal. Like, I'd 100% go. I'd get my ass beat, and I'd literally make it the flashiest fight ever. I literally do the dumbest shit. I just want to go and fight. Like,
you know what it reminds me of? I feel like me if they put me in. Have you seen that one? The guy is running around and the other guy's chasing him. I just have to survive. I just gotta run around
like
circles for 5 rounds.
It's like practicing your stamina.
He's like, get one punch from this guy. My nose is going sideways.
You come back and your like nose is like this. Your eyes are missing teeth.
Because it's insane how they practice too.
I don't think I'd do it. I don't think I'd do it.
Here's the thing. I do martial arts. I mean, I don't do it like properly. I do just because it's fun. And that's the thing. I see his side like it is fun, but at the same time, it's like I like my face.
So much
I don't want to end up disfigured.
If I was in his position, I'd do it.
Yeah.
But like where I am
In my
now, I
position,
have no training, no idea.
No,
There's
but
no chance.
The training doesn't matter. If you're going up at top UFC, the difference between someone who's just started and someone who made it to the UFC is unimaginable.
Probably.
Like,
because how much that guy, how many fights he had to do to even make it in a point where UFC even
I'm
sees
literally going there because I want to. It's fun.
That's true.
But also think for $100,000.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not $1 million, but like in UFC, realistically, they give you $100,000.
Yeah.
Like I mean, you know,
For
when you
UFC,
say
that's a
how
lot,
much, but
though,
like actually, if someone was like $100,000, would you do it?
It's not enough for me. I'd need more money.
Dude, I'd go fight a TikToker. I'd make way more money.
That's different.
I'd make millions.
Bro, I'd fight 5 TikTokers.
Yeah,
I don't know how
once,
badly I want to do that.
That's different.
You make so much more money from these exhibition fights.
If you had 100 TikTokers chasing after you, how many do you think you can fight before you?
I'll do a TikToker battle royale. I'll literally zombie survival. But TikTokers.
A bunch of TikTokers.
Yeah, after watching that, what's it called? That TikToker boxing thing.
Yeah.
Man, like I don't know how many of them like actually took it seriously. Like, okay, you can tell that some people did, but at the same time, like
a lot of them were in it for the money.
Yeah, and I mean
they were getting
made so much
money.
Yeah, they made so much money. Like $1 million. Like if UFC paid me $1 million, I'd probably do it. So I get my face smashed, I'd probably do
I'd
it.
do $1 million.
Like they do for the spotlight, right? I don't think any of
they
these
do
guys are
100%.
actually. I mean, some of them might probably get free training out of it,
Yeah,
and like
And
they'll
they
get jacked out of
fit
it
and stuff, and, and probably, but like I said, the attention of the
it's
press.
just for their brand.
That's-
It's just
all it is.
another thing to add to the portfolio for your brand.
Like you know the TikToker got knocked out by FaZe Jarvis.
Michael Lee.
Yeah, I've never heard of him in my life.
Yeah, it's because he's
Until-
only famous because of his little brother.
Well, is he a
Really?
TikToker?
Yeah, he's a dancer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just does
he has
dances.
50 million followers on TikTok. 50 million, that's insane.
Yeah.
I never heard of him until, and I probably would not have heard of him until
Until that fight.
until I found out that he got knocked out, and I was like, oh, let me see this. And I watched it, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy actually got knocked out by the guy who cried because he got banned off Fortnite. It's like kind of like
that's the same
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
it's kind of embarrassing, but at the same time, it's like he got so much attention, man. It's
Yeah.
like, and money too, probably.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what?
Speaking of TikTok,
Mhm.
didn't they have? I don't remember. They had Addison Rae.
Yeah, she was there as a
Yeah,
reporter.
yeah.
Caused
She
a
was
firestorm, man.
Yeah,
Twitter
the
exploded.
internet
At
went
UFC
insane.
264. They had her there, and she was like announcing.
She was a reporter there.
It blew up because she tweeted, and a lot of people took this the wrong way, and in a bad way, and I can kind of see it. She's like, I studied broadcast journalism for 3 months to be here, and everyone's like,
months.
I've been studying for like years, and you already have this opportunity. It's like
Yeah.
it's only because you're privileged and stuff like that. And
I swear, TikTokers are ending up everywhere, man.
Man,
They're
it's
everywhere.
absolutely insane. Yeah, I think it's just because like it's the new go-to. I don't even know what the stats would be, but I feel like
No.
there's a lot more compared to its time. I feel like there's a lot more people now using TikTok.
Yes.
So let's say back when Instagram was at its prime, I don't know. I think right now there's just a lot more people in general using TikTok.
Isn't
Yeah.
it like 6 or 7 billion?
I-
No,
Not billion.
No,
That would-
sorry, it was 1 billion.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I
million.
definitely
That would
Million.
probably make
Yeah,
sense.
sorry,
Yeah.
that's insane. No,
Yeah.
it was.
I
1
mean,
billion.
I think it also depends because there's a lot more smartphones now out there
Yeah.
in the world
100%.
compared to
and
back
younger
then.
kids are getting
Yeah.
smartphones and stuff like that, and you know
Yeah.
a lot of TikTok people are
I saw
younger audience. And
I saw a weird
Oh,
stat.
hello.
oh, we got a cameo
Hello.
from the cat.
Our 5th host.
Our
Yeah.
fifth host. Welcome.
Anything to say, Nikita?
Meow.
Just here chilling. But
Right.
I think that's used. It's because also, like you said, it's just so much more accessible now. And with the new generation, everybody just has
Yeah.
everybody has TikToks now.
Well, it's because they're like celebrities for all like the
Yeah.
younger generation
100%.
because they connect with them easier. They're like more relatable instead of like I don't know actors and those type of people. That
And when did TikTok blow up? Like, did it blow up during COVID? I know that's when
It was
everyone
out
I
way
knew.
before though.
I know, but it was only when
2018.
COVID started. That's when everyone that I knew started getting it. But like,
yeah.
what was it huge before, or like was it because of COVID that blew
It
up?
was
I don't
much
actually.
so.
It wasn't as big, but like
With
I know
COVID, you
I
say
know a few
instigated?
people who still had or
Oh.
not still had, but had TikTok, and then
Yeah.
because it was 2018. I remember
Yeah.
the company ByteDance that got it.
Yeah.
Like it was a lot of dance
Yeah.
people. Like people actually had it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of just like dancing people. who had
Because it was
Mm.
musically
It was-
before.
yeah.
Like, musically released. It
Yeah.
didn't. It failed. It rebranded itself basically as
mhm.
TikTok.
Well, I was reading. So TikTok started as it's this app called Douyin in China. It's like it was. In
Ah,
China. There's no
its own
TikTok. It's called
thing.
Douyin. And then eventually they're like, we want to expand internationally, and then they made TikTok. And eventually, like they bought Musically. So it wasn't Musically became that. It's like they bought Musically, and eventually Musically died out, and then they just have TikTok left. But if you look at Douyin in China and TikTok, they're the exact same thing. Just in China, it's called Douyin. I didn't know that. I was like looking up, and I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting.
So
Yeah.
that's interesting.
But I also think it's what's it called? I think right now the new how is it? It's like you know how memes are of course still really big. I feel like the next step after memes is TikToks, because
Yes.
it's like short 3-6 second clips that kind of like give the same ish message.
Yeah,
as,
yeah.
as
It's like
I don't know
like
if that makes
it
sense.
all
Like a quick joke or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Man, it all started with Vine though.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
that was the
Vine would have made it
OG.
though. I am so surprised
They-
it didn't.
why did
What
Vine
happened?
stop? Yeah.
Did they go bankrupt? Or
Because what
something?
happened is that they weren't hitting their targets for how much money they were supposed to make, and then Twitter bought them.
I remember when Twitter
Yeah,
bought
Twitter
them. Yeah.
bought them.
Yeah, Twitter bought them, and then after a year almost of having it, Twitter's like, we're just gonna shut it down because it's not like the direction of the company, and we're not making as much. But I think if they kept pushing it, Vine would have made it.
100%.
Like
Yeah.
they just stopped.
And I think it would. I think also Vine would probably like evolve. I feel because Vine was only 7 seconds. I think
Yeah.
it would if it was
Added more
right now.
features
It
and
would
things
have
like that.
Yeah.
probably also had longer options. Like I know, for example, Twitter slowly over time they increased like the limit of how long the tweets can be. You know,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I think also if Vine was here, it
would
would
have
be more than
definitely been
7
something
seconds.
huge.
But Vine, man, that started everything, and that was so much fun. I mean, that isn't that what started like Logan Paul's career? Basically,
Yeah.
wasn't he a Vine
Yeah,
star?
it was a
Logan
Vine.
I know
Paul.
Jake was off like a TV show. I think Logan was
Yeah, he was a Disney.
He's
Yeah.
a Disney kid.
Disney.
But the thing is,
Wow.
the thing that
Insane.
sets TikTok like apart from Vine, I think, is the feature where basically a sound, so
Yes.
either a song or a
Yes.
pre-recorded sound,
Yes.
can be used as a template. That's why it became like
100%.
memes. Because memes, what are memes? You use the same template, the picture, and then you just put caption, or like it got way more like weird than that, like with memes. But the same thing with TikToks. A sound becomes a trend.
Yeah.
Vine didn't have that.
Was that from the beginning of TikTok, or is that a feature
No,
that they added in
I
later?
think that was from the beginning of TikTok.
Okay.
So the way it
And the
was,
songs and things like
it was songs, but then it became literally anything. Like now you go on, like one of the trends which I like, speaking of cats, is literally this girl who saw a cat coming and she starts singing like, "Oh, here comes the boy." People start using it for everything, for other cats, for girls like seeing their
That's true,
boyfriends.
yeah.
It-
Nice.
one tiny video, they used the sound and it became a huge trend. It's like one TikTok makes a million other TikToks.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
TikTok is I think also insane, and like you said, because I feel like right now if you even go on Spotify, Apple Music, look at the top 50 songs.
I was gonna
More
say
than
that.
half
TikTok
of them
songs.
are TikTok songs.
Yeah.
It is
Literally
so
TikTok
big.
songs.
There was
Such a
there's this
huge
guy that
influence.
I saw. I'm pretty sure it was a TikTok. Is a video of him, like him and his friends in a car, and his friends played his song on the radio, and that TikTok blew up. And then this guy's Insta just blew up, and now he's getting so popular and stuff like that. And it's like it shows you, man, TikTok. Like like there's you can just film videos for kids and dance stuff, but people can use TikTok and you can blow things up like music. TikTok is so big when
It's
with
so
music right now, man.
diverse.
It's absolutely insane.
It's so diverse because
Yeah.
there's so much there's so much different like platforms for people to use on it. Well, not platforms, but like different types of people. Like it's so diverse
Yeah.
because you can be watching like one video and then your friend can send you like some
Another one.
random
Yeah.
thing that you've never watched before, but
Yeah.
then all of a sudden your whole For You page will become
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
you
that
get
is-
submerged into like a whole new realm of TikTok that
Yeah.
you've never seen before.
That's the thing.
But I feel like they need to. It's because the algorithm for the For You page. I feel like because it sees which ones do you stop on. And
It's
that's why it
that, and
keeps showing
it
it to
checks
you.
how long like you've been watching that video for.
Yeah.
So
You're in the same category or what
Yeah.
you open.
what you
probably
open,
what you open, and just
yeah.
keep looking at that. But then that's why if you look at some people's, you can tell what kind of people they are by just their TikTok. Dude, it's just because it's all the same thing. I'm like, my TikTok page is so different than your TikTok page. It's
Yeah.
literally the exact opposite.
So you
Yeah.
start judging them. Like,
Yeah.
It's not really judging, but it's just so different, Like it kind of shows you like what they're really
Yeah.
into and then what you're into. But yeah, TikTok is but I also think
it
it's
kind of depends though. Like we have a friend, we all know who it is. Their TikTok For You page, it's all really horny.
I don't even think their intention is to just be
I
a
don't
bunch of
even know
horny
who this
people.
person is.
I don't
maybe
know
it's a
what the
good thing that I
intention
don't.
was, but my TikTok page, it's like you got a little bit of anime, some memes, a lot of cooking TikToks.
Yeah.
Their TikTok, it was literally all horny. I'm like, you okay?
How down bad are you?
You guys gotta tell me
Are
who this
you
is
all right?
later. I gotta know this.
I did not expect this, but are you all right?
That's so true. That's what I was saying. When I was saying, I'm like, when I was looking at their For You page, I'm like, how
can
do you
tell a lot
even
about
get
a
to this
person.
part of
Yeah, I
this
know.
part of TikTok? Because they're all the exact same thing.
Like it didn't miss one. They were all
Those thirst
excessively
traps.
horny.
They're straps.
Like not even all thirst traps. Like it was weirdly horny. It was like
But TikTok has like so many different videos and things.
Yeah,
The dark side of TikTok, dude. There's so much shit on TikTok.
Yeah.
100%. There's so much like
But it kind of makes sense for all these like sports events and that to use TikTokers as advertisements now, or use them in their advertisements.
I think
Like,
because it's so much easier now
so
to get
easy.
exposure on TikTok. Like
Yeah.
50 million is so much more accepted in the TikTok community than on Instagram. Like very
Yes.
rarely now. Like for instance, even followers.
Yeah.
Like of course, even though Instagram has been around for very long, it's much easier to hit 1 million followers on TikTok
Oh,
than it is
yes.
on
Yes.
Instagram.
100%.
You have to do a lot more work in terms of your content, how much
because
you
there's
post,
so
the
much
way
more
that you-
people I feel like on TikTok.
Exactly, and the For You page.
The
I think
For
it's
You
so
page
much
is
easier to get there.
deadly.
You just need one video to go viral.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's very easy to get likes, follows. It's not that easy for
Yeah.
TikTok, but
Yeah.
it would be easier
Yeah.
than
but it's a lot easier. Sorry, I interrupted you, but for example, Charlie D'Amelio.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure she has over 100 million.
Yeah,
And how long
Yeah,
has she been on TikTok?
not
Like,
long.
2 years. 2 years.
Literally 2
Yeah.
years.
PewDiePie just got to 100 million not too long ago, and he's been on YouTube for like 10 years. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the thing. It just
shows it to you.
and TikTok, it's a lot easier to get like a following and stuff. That's why 100% like if you use TikTokers for sports and stuff, like you can just
Yeah.
promote your brand.
Well,
and
it's
stuff
like
so
the
quickly.
MLB promoted their like celebrity all-star game on there, and they used JoJo Siwa, the girl from Dance Moms, and they were doing like a little thirst trap with it, and
It's
she's the
so
girl like
weird.
17.
It's so weird.
It's so
That's just
wrong.
That's
Because
just
It's
wrong.
so wrong.
For me, when I hear that name, I remember like because she got famous when
Yeah, when she was so
little,
young.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
6 or 7
Yeah.
years old.
and it's
Ugh.
I mean,
This is where
everyone
we're
grows up, but still, it's weird that they literally couldn't wait for a bit longer. Like, so many other options. Like,
Yeah, I know.
if you want a
So true.
thirst trap,
Yeah.
Yeah, so
why this person? She's barely of age.
Yeah.
And what a weird pick.
Yeah,
For the MLB. Yeah,
for
so
the
true.
MLB. It's because of I guess the celebrity all-star game, because they had like other TikTokers there, like Noah Beck, Josh Richards, Blake Gray,
Oh.
Quavo was there.
Quavo.
There's the guy who's in Avengers, who plays like the Hawkeye or whatever. Not the Hawk, but the bird. Anthony something.
Anthony
isn't it?
Macus.
Yeah, he was there.
Mackie.
A bunch of other people were there.
Do you think YouTubers make more or TikTokers in a sense now? YouTubers make more?
So the
YouTubers,
whole
for
point
think
of
YouTubers
TikTok,
yeah.
whenever they get big on TikTok, is to get people to go to their
But
YouTube
that
page.
that is true. I've actually heard like they want to get that traffic and then push it to their other platforms.
Kind of like what we were
Yeah.
talking about, like the last episode with the Subway kid. Like it's literally TikTok's a gateway. And
I
you take
feel
it
like
somewhere
it's
else.
way easier to make money on YouTube than TikTok.
Yeah.
But there's definitely some TikTokers who have a lot of money from brand deals.
Yeah.
Because brand deals pay an insane amount.
Yeah, 100%.
Because think of
all
this:
advertising.
Noah Beck, he had a chance to go pro in soccer. He decided to do TikTok
It's
instead
crazy.
because the brand deals paid him more than going pro.
And wow,
You know how insane that is?
That's pretty insane.
Like he's mentioned he's gotten for just a 15-second video, he's gotten like over 500K for a 15-second
but
video.
that's like the extreme side. Like most,
yeah,
people
that
wouldn't
is
make
the
that
extreme
much.
side.
Oh, 100%.
But
Yeah.
like, how insane is that? Right?
Yeah.
That's
when
Yeah,
we
like,
grew
for a
up,
YouTuber
what
to
was
make
it
that.
though? Like, what was our one thing? Like, the reason I'm
YouTube,
saying is
man.
because right now kids are gonna go up, like Noah Beck is probably gonna be
Yeah.
there. It's one of their like they're gonna go up like who's the
Charli
Noah Beck
D'Amelio
of
and
our generation on YouTube?
Ryan Higa. He's one of
Yes,
us. He's one of
yes.
us. I know Ray William Johnson. Did you
Ray
know
William
him?
Johnson.
Bro,
He's on
my-
TikTok.
Is he actually?
He's on
I'm not
TikTok.
even
And he
surprised.
does the exact same thing.
Really? Equals 3. What was they used to do that?
No,
Remember that?
Equals to the brand's done. Like he gave it,
Oh, so
but,
sad.
but he does literally the exact same thing that he used to do like 12 years ago on the YouTube, which is view a video and just critique it or reply to comments. I'm like, okay, not gonna lie, I grew up on Ray William Johnson, but I'm slowly realizing this guy had no creativity.
Oh, yeah, I know.
He literally doesn't.
He's just the first to there.
Yes, he was the first
He was
one.
a-
That's
yeah.
the thing.
He literally
Which is
deserves
pissing
none of
me
his
off.
money or fame. This guy just sits and judges other videos. I'm like, I can do that myself. Like, not
yeah,
to show other people. Like, I don't
Yeah.
like. I don't. It was fun though watching.
Well, he was smart. He was the first one to do it. So
Yeah.
at the same time, I can't really hate.
When I think of reactions, I think of Fine Bros.
Oh yeah, you remember when?
Yeah.
Teens react.
Yeah, Teens
I used to
React,
watch
all that stuff.
Do you remember when they got in so much trouble because they tried to like copyright like React, so nobody on YouTube could
Oh yeah.
have like
Actually?
and they
Yeah.
everyone's
No
like
way.
like because they basically
Yeah.
post videos of people reacting to
Like
things.
that type
Yeah.
of video. Yeah.
Yeah, and so they basically try to steal, in a way, take the whole React genre to themselves, and
That's insane.
everyone just
Like,
went
What does
against
that even
it.
mean?
Like
They basically,
trademark it.
like trademark like React, like you couldn't react to anything. You couldn't put React on a title or whatever. And everyone's like,
It's as dumb as that sounds.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
as dumb as it
and
sounds.
they posted a video trying to make it like this huge announcement, like we're so happy announces, and they got like 100 billion downvotes. Everyone's like, what are you trying to do with this? And then they were like, oh, we're so sorry. Oh, never mind. They back up, but it's like, when I think back, it's like, oh my god,
Like
that's
I think
absolutely insane.
that was the
Yeah.
closest thing to the whole world being united on something.
Yeah.
Yes.
That and
in
like
recent history.
that and Coney 2012. Remember that stuff?
Yes.
Remember that?
yeah.
Oh my god,
Oh.
yeah, that was
Man, this is a
big thing.
lockdown memory lane.
This
This
is
Yeah.
this
Throwback.
feels
because
like a
that's
different
I
like
life.
this is
that.
what it was, but now it's literally it's just everything that's happened in TikTok is what these kids, or not kids, but the younger generation, or they're gonna be in like 5 or 6 years. They're gonna be like, remember, I don't know, in TikTok the dances or the Sway House or
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
That's what it is for them.
Yeah, because there's reality shows for these houses too. Like Sway House
Yeah.
has one.
They have reality shows now.
Hype House has one
Yeah.
on Netflix, I think.
on Netflix.
Did it come out?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I don't know if it's come out yet, but it's coming out. Like, yeah, you know how insane that
That's
is. They have a
another way, though.
Netflix special, my guy.
That's
It's insane.
I don't even know. That's just
It's just going towards. It's just so different though.
It's
100%.
so interesting.
like on one end, like on side, I'm really bothered by like the fact that they're getting so successful by just being
Yeah.
influenced. But at the same time,
Yeah.
like I respect it so much, man. Like, well, I can't even
It
complain.
kinda
Like,
gives
Do
me
you
hope.
think
yeah,
creativity is
it's
down
smart.
though?
Huh?
Do you think back then there was more creativity, or do you think people do the same thing now?
I
What
think
do you guys?
I think nostalgia makes
Yeah.
you remember things better than they were. But honestly,
That
like,
is true.
I think creativity now is even better because now you can just do more things in a way with all the technologies and stuff. I feel like
Yeah,
you
that's
can
fair.
just
But I-
create more things.
I-
Like back then, thing with like back then, what we had like how to be gangster. You remember how like
yeah,
it's but they couldn't do all these like sound editings like they can do now and stuff like that. So
but I feel
don't-
like from a skit perspective, you had to be more creative
back then,
here,
back
Yeah.
then because it was
100%.
much harder to get people's attention. Now I feel like
Yeah.
it's very easy to get people's attention because there's so many people.
But at the same time, because there's so many things out there, you have to. It's hard to stand out.
That's true.
So it's
That's
like
fair. That's fair.
I see your side, but it's
Yeah.
like a.
It's
Very,
it's a 2020
I
kind
don't
of
know,
reasons,
man.
'cause, like, over there, it's like back then, it's like you didn't have the audience, right?
Yeah.
So it was much harder to get out there for the
YouTube
people.
was such a different.
Now it's like, although the audience is there, there's so many more
Yeah.
competitors. And,
What do you do to
people who you compete against?
The only thing that kind
It's
of I'd say like became like worse now is it's a lot of the people who become really famous are because of thirst traps.
100%.
Yes.
I don't know if I
Yes.
just wasn't aware of it back then, but I feel like it was way less. I feel like creativity played a much higher role back then than it did now. Now it's like if you're hot and on TikTok,
Because everything's
you're already ahead of the game. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're already ahead of the
you're
game.
guaranteed a certain level of fame.
100%.
And then from
100%.
there, if you're creative or if you have any type of like game plan, then you'll make it big. But you're
Yeah.
already guaranteed like
100%.
Yeah.
like,
That's why I refuse. I think I used to tell you I would refuse to get TikTok. I was like, I don't want to get on this app where there's it's all a bunch of people
At the
like thirst
beginning,
trapping
yeah.
like younger kids. I was like, just being on the same app, I just didn't want to do it. But then eventually everybody got TikTok and I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And thankfully, because of the algorithm, I don't see that sort of stuff.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I would refuse because I was literally just in my head. It was if you're good looking or whatever, and you do some provocative dances or whatever,
People,
you're gonna get views. And I was just
Yeah.
like, I don't want to be part
and that's
of this.
exactly what everybody's watching too, right?
Yeah,
That's literally the
Well,
only thing that they
I would say
watch.
not so much anymore, but back
100%.
then, that's
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
And I used to watch literally. My friends and I used to sit down together and watch cringe compilations of all these
TikTok.
popular
Oh my God,
TikToks.
yeah.
And it was,
Yes.
it's really just so
Yes.
cringe. Just you get all these guys
that
like
was like 80%
No,
of
dude,
TikTok.
no,
back then.
pulling up their shirts. I almost did out of
Come on,
habit.
Jordan, you gotta- you gotta
No, I
do it.
gotta. My COVID belly's not so good right now, but it's like they used to do all that stuff, and I would just refuse. I could not be a part of that app. But I mean, like I said, now it's not as big. Now, well, I mean,
There's so much more things, right?
Yeah.
There's so many
Yes.
more
But at the same-
genres
yeah.
and things inside
Yeah.
TikTok now. That
Yeah.
But at the same
Basically,
time,
we got to do a thirst trap for one of our episodes.
I need to
get big.
work out, man.
Basically,
There we
that's what George's saying.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. We need a thirst trap to
This is
blow
how
up
we
with.
get views. Oh, no. It's, but yeah, but I've learned also on even talking about the good side, TikTok has taught me so many like life hacks. I don't know, like you
100%,
guys,
man.
Yo,
there's so
stuff
many
you find
things
out
that
on
I
there.
didn't even know, dude.
There's this account called My Asian Mother-in-Law. it's the funniest shit because it's like that robot voiceover, like the girl robot voice that
Which
TikTok
one?
has. It reads the text.
Yeah,
It's like a
yeah,
text bot.
okay.
And it's just like my Asian mother-in-law taught me this trick, and it's the weirdest shit. Like you'd never think of it. Oh, I'm trying to think of one on top of my head, but one of them was if you put a needle inside of a watermelon and then take it out
Mhm.
and then just flick the watermelon, it breaks. It just breaks open.
Nah.
No,
I want to
Like
try that
from
right
the
now.
bottom
chance.
of the watermelon, if you just like where the
Any
stem
point.
kind of thing
So,
is, and
like a watermelon, they got a needle, put it in,
Does that have
took
to be
it
a
out,
hot
and
needle?
then just
I'm
like
trying to think from an
and it
engineering
opens.
perspective, like how that happens.
I have no
There's
idea.
That's so
chance. There's no
fascinating.
chance.
I want to see this video now.
I want to try this thing
There's
in person.
no way
Search
a
up
needle
the account.
compromises the
Yeah,
entire
I know, yeah.
structural integrity of the entire
Search up the
watermelon.
account My Asian Mother-in-Law. It's like all of them are things I've never heard of. Life hacks like
Yeah.
on YouTube, because life hacks were a thing before TikTok.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Most of them, you look at them, you're like, either
They were all the same thing.
it's either the same thing or they're useless or you already
Yeah,
know them.
Because of
Yeah.
TikTok
Yeah.
now, you see the good ones, right? Because
Mm.
people are liking it, and then you see the ones that really matter. They
Man,
come to your attention.
And also,
Yeah.
I feel like with like YouTube, sometimes it's just longer, but with TikTok, because it's
Yeah.
so quick. For example, my mom, she's like 55. She comes up to me and she's like, "Oh, I saw this thing on TikTok," and it's like, "What are you like doing on TikTok?" Like, what are you? Like, I'm surprised. Or it's like she'll like, "Oh, look at these like green peppers I planted." Like, "Oh, you can just do this. I found this trick that you can just take the seeds, put them in a napkin, and they grow." And I'm like, "What are you
Yeah.
doing this?" TikTok. It's like, what?
What is
Like my
TikTok
mom's on TikTok too. It's like like YouTube has been on for a while, but YouTube's never been able, to like get her
Because
attention like this.
YouTube, you had to go. Let's say
have to
if you want
commit.
Yeah,
exactly.
You have to commit.
You have
to
to
it.
commit to go, like type in the search bar, be like life hack for gardening. I'm just giving you an
That's
example.
exactly.
But now
Yeah.
on TikTok, it's like there's a really key gardening life hack, and then it's gonna go around. People are like, okay, this is what I never knew about this,
That's
and then
the
it
thing.
gets your
Yeah.
attention.
and you watch one, and then your algorithm, you're gonna see another,
Yeah,
and another,
Yeah,
and then
see
it's-
another one.
Man, the other
Yeah.
day it was one I saw for stoves, old stoves. You sent it to me.
Yes.
I've had the same type of stove in my
Oh, yeah.
grandma's
I know what
house,
you're
my
talking
Oh, the
parents'
cleaning
house.
one,
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
part of your stove, it just
I want to see that later on.
I didn't even know
wanna
that.
try it
Yeah,
out.
like the stove part. I always thought about this. I'm telling you, when I was in high school, I was like,
There must be a way to clean.
there has to be a way to
Yeah.
clean under this stove. It is because the grease. It's
Yeah.
so like redundant. The way you can't like let me
Yeah.
squish my hand between like the thing. It has
Yeah.
to be another way.
That's
I saw that. I'm like, Hold on.
No
a
way.
second.
Let me actually try.
There's no way. I opened it. I was speechless for a few seconds and just looking at it. I'm
looking at it like
I can't even believe that this was actually a
That's
thing with
crazy.
this stove.
because I always look at these life hacks sometimes and I'm like, is this actually true? But I guess, and I thought about that one, and I don't have that kind of stove. I couldn't test it, but
There's an account for that TikTok. They test it for you. It's called Party Shirt. I'm sure you've heard of them, like Factor Cap.
Yes. Yeah.
The two guys.
Yeah.
So there's literally an account on TikTok.
fact or
The-
cap.
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole account, and they blew
Oh,
up.
they
There's-
compare like the life hacks.
They watch the life hacks, and then they do a stitch with them, and then they try it in front of in life, like because a lot of the hack videos,
100%,
they're very
yeah.
cut, they're very
Yes.
edited.
Yeah,
like, that's why you got,
exactly
like the
it.
watermelon one.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
only reason I believe it is because they did it, and it didn't work the first time they tried it, but then they tried it again, and it kind of worked.
Okay, so it's probably like how you.
Yeah.
I'm still
And
curious,
where
dude.
you
I'm gonna
hit it.
check
we
this
we
video
literally got it
because I want to see.
We'll buy one and we try it out, man.
We'll
I'm
get
actually really
watermelon
curious.
after this.
Yeah.
Like their whole account, and they blew up. Like now they're in Hollywood. They have their own like
Really?
It's
tour
insane.
bus and that. Like
Whoa.
and then now they start a new series within the same account. That's like what is it? Snack or yak.
Snack. Yeah.
Snack.
Basically, because there's a
Yak.
lot of TikToks of weird, like the watermelon with mustard.
Yeah.
So then they're like, they do it, then they try it, like
And then they
again,
see if it's
like,
good or bad.
real time. Like
Low key, that was pretty
No,
good. I'm not gonna lie.
you're messed up.
We got to think of something,
wasn't that
man.
bad.
When you think of stuff like this, these
Yeah.
are such simple ideas, but at the same time, like, why can't my brain just come up
Why
with
didn't
something
you
like
like?
this?
It's such a like you would have thought this idea would have already been
Yeah.
out there
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Until someone does like.
You got to do it with style.
I saw a new one
100%.
today.
Yeah,
I saw a new one. This,
You like-
so in your sink, you know, like the drainage, you know, there's a screw there. Have you ever unscrewed it?
What?
So your sink, you know, the drain hole.
Yeah.
Have you ever unscrewed the little screw that's in the middle?
I mean, doesn't it block the thing? Like how much?
No,
water
you
goes in
take
it?
that out. There's a bunch of food and gunk underneath there
Oh, it's
And that's-
clean.
to clean it because otherwise there's a smell that comes from your sink.
I feel like I would throw up if I saw that, so maybe I should.
Oh, I get
Unscrew
what
it.
you're saying.
It's like the dishwasher thing.
Yeah.
Have you seen if you've seen the dishwasher one?
I mean, there's so many.
There's so many.
Yeah.
That's yes, the dishwasher one I also saw. I know which one you're talking
Yeah.
Oh,
about.
I didn't see the dishwasher.
So the dishwasher, you have to take it out and you have to empty the dishwasher of like extra, like all the gunk that you take off your dishes. It actually goes into like a little pocket.
I was thinking, like, where does it go?
It doesn't just dissolve magically.
Man, these new
Are you
kids
telling me that-
are gonna
oh.
come out of this with so many unique life hacks.
Bro,
They're not gonna do what? They just go, oh, you know, if you hit a watermelon with a rod, it can crack open.
Bro, that kid's gonna move out and be fully ready to be an adult at 5 years old.
I know.
It's like, there's so much information on the internet.
so true, man.
Man, but see, this is the useful side of TikTok.
Yeah.
There's other accounts which are equally as famous.
Yes.
All they do is basically it's a good looking guy or good looking girl, like very good looking, and people DM them and they're like, can you please test my significant other? I'll give you 30 bucks. I'll
Oh,
Venmo
God.
you 30 bucks. DM my girlfriend, or like if it's a girl,
Do
DM
they
my
actually do
boyfriend
it? Is
Yeah,
that the
see
whole
if they're
clip? Do
loyal.
they actually do it?
and see if they do it, and
They do it.
they
It's
literally
insane.
pump out, they literally
Stuff
pump
is
out like,
hilarious.
That's a
man.
lot of tea, bro. I got to see this.
Yeah,
This stuff is hilarious.
and each conversation is like 4 parts, and they can pump out like 4 different conversations within a week because what's your video? It's you talking over a screenshot of your conversation.
yeah.
do like, how often would you say, like, the significant other's like, sorry, I have a girlfriend or boyfriend?
Literally less than 5% they
Or-
pass. And not gonna
unless,
lie,
unless they don't
Unless
show
they
that.
don't post the
Yeah,
ones
'cause
that
it's
are
probably
loyal
not like
on
fun,
their
but
site.
that's another thing.
That's
Because that's not gonna get as many
But
views.
think about
No.
it. Why would you go and reach out to this person if you didn't already suspect her? Like, there was no trust in the first place.
Yeah.
But most of them, and I'm not gonna lie, I watch them. And whenever I see one,
I mean,
they're
I
hilarious.
it
they're
sounds-
actually
it sounds
hilarious.
interesting.
It like the drama
hate to
pulls me,
admit
and I'm like,
it.
is she gonna pass? She never passes. She literally, I hate those TikToks because you watch them, you're like, holy shit.
This actually happens.
This
like
is
guilty
actually
pleasure.
happening.
Yeah.
Is everyone a thought? Like,
All right, are they all like not loyal?
but like, it just shows you like DM culture has gotten so like ingrained.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
this guy not only like that's their whole like TikTok career is just DMing.
Yeah.
DMing.
It's
That's all it
Yeah.
is.
Have you seen the what's it called? TikTokers, like famous ones, get DM'd and people will like post it with like a little like snippet of them in it, and they'll be like, "Oh, this TikToker DM'd me," and then they'll be like, "Wait, no, I didn't. What the heck?" And
Oh.
they'll like duet
They,
it,
like,
and they'll
fake
be
it?
like, "Yeah," because apparently on Instagram you could like send a message and then I don't know, do something weird with it, and it could show that they actually sent you a message.
I read something. Actually, or heard something
terrifying.
like this, but
Right?
from Twitter.
That's
like
terrifying.
like blackmail to the max.
That's
I
actually
mean, that
insane.
is a way like, you would think that
So
of
sketch.
blackmail. Yeah,
That's sketch.
man. One of
That
these
is-
reality shows, one of our friends was watching, and then on it, one of these
That's
new girls
messed up.
came in, and she was saying she gets 30 DMs a day. Now, on a day, 30 new DMs. Dude, that is insane when you think about it. 30 new people are just DMing.
I don't think in my whole life, like
I've gotten 30 new
combine
DMs.
all
Nah.
the DMs I've ever, like, single or not, I've never gone, like, I don't think I've had like 30 people my whole life actually like even try to hit on me in person or through a DM.
Yeah.
But I feel like for girls is way different than guys
Yeah.
though. Like unless as a guy you're like a 12 out of 10,
Yeah.
it's not happening to you.
Yeah.
Because most dudes will just throw out a DM and they're just like, maybe it'll hit,
Yeah.
maybe it won't.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know how they say there are many like
Yeah.
other fish in the sea? Dudes fish with a net.
Yeah,
Girls fish
yeah.
with a fishing rod.
They're like, all
exactly.
right,
We're
how
just
many
like-
can I get?
We just throw it in, we're like, we don't care if he gets one.
It's like
That's
whatever I catch, I'll look at it after. Like,
Yeah.
just pull it in. It's
Yeah.
the same thing with like dating websites or not
Well, like
dating
Tinder and
apps.
stuff like that, man.
Yeah,
If you look at a girl and she's like swiping match with the guy, it's like
it's
you
horrendous.
get a match like every like, you get a match every other like I don't know like 10 girls and they're just swiping yes.
I saw a TikTok actually talking about dating apps, and this guy he was on Tinder. He didn't like purchase any like the premiums on it or anything,
Yeah.
and he was swiping right, didn't get any. But it shows like he has like a bunch of like potentials, I
Yeah.
guess, in the corner. And then he bought premium,
What do you mean potentials?
like people who have swiped right on you.
Yeah.
It shows like a blurry thing in the corner,
it shows
showing,
you like
like-
let's say you have like 5+ or 10+ sort of, so you have an idea.
an idea of how many people have actually like swiped right on
Wait,
you.
I thought the whole idea of Tinder was you don't know.
Well, you don't know.
You
until
don't.
you don't
pay
know
for
who did it, but just like it
You don't
says
know until you pay
have
for
like
it.
10+, but like it might not be the next guy. So it's like in a way that's like, oh, I want to see who swiped right on me. So like you keep
Yeah.
going, you know.
So like,
They're just gamifying it,
and that's why they
basically.
Yeah,
and that's
100%.
why they try to get people to buy premium, because then you could see all your
Yeah, you can
like
actually see
potential
who did it,
people who
yeah.
have swiped right on you. So this guy, he bought his whatever premium service, and then he started swiping right. All matches.
So then
All
it kind of
matches.
probably thinks you that they just want you to pay. Has nothing
It's
to do-
literally it has
Really?
nothing to do with the system at all. He was getting matches that he didn't even have on like his match list of
Just
potential
because he got
matches
premium.
just because he got premium.
But that's
Wow.
everything.
But would
though.
they
I feel
make
like
sense,
it is,
though,
Would
yeah.
they be
That's
fake
wild.
though? Like fake people?
I have no idea.
You know, it
I
probably
don't
what
think
I'm
so.
assuming it does is that it doesn't when you swipe right when you don't pay, it probably just it
Put it
doesn't
as like
show
a
it
no-
to the
yeah.
other person.
yeah.
But when you actually pay, when you actually swipe right, it probably actually shows it to the other person. It
Yeah.
has to be something like
Yeah.
that, you know?
Yeah.
Like they just doesn't care
They're
because when you
limiting
pay
how
your
many
account
matches
has,
you can get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's actually insane.
I mean, it's just because they want you to pay, right? Like
Yeah.
now, this is how they're making money.
Because
They're
there's
like, why offer it to you for free? when
Yeah.
you can pay us and get better
Yeah.
results.
That is true, man. That's how you know I've been out of it for so long.
Yeah, I know.
Because back when I like knew of Tinder, it was literally you just join and then you just swipe. You don't know if anyone swiped at you or anything. You set the distance, like 50-kilometer radius or whatever, and you
Yep.
just go.
Yeah.
And I just knew guys swipe right on everything, and if you're lucky, you get a match.
It reminded me this it was on TikTok. I saw a guy he had a little battery. It looked like a windmill kind of thing.
Stop.
It was like a thumb on it. It was
Oh,
just,
it just, like,
it was
swiping.
just
Yeah, I've
swiping
seen
right,
those,
and it was
bro.
just going. I was like,
It builds innovation.
this is what we're always doing.
Imagine being so horny you invent something.
He's like, what did you do with your engineering degree? That's a little thing for dating.
I built a Tinder swipe machine.
yeah, I built a swipe machine.
Oh man.
It's kind of smart, though. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know when I was in Tinder back, like I was there for the, you have 5+ or 10+ or whatever.
Yeah.
But there were times where it's like I would go through all of them. It's like, oh, you have no more matches in your area, and I look, it's like 10+. It's like, okay, one of these
So
is
you
wrong.
have
Either
to
there are
either-
more matches
yeah.
or. +10, or if I paid for Tinder Plus,
And then it gives
whatever,
it to you,
then I would
whatever.
like actually,
Yeah.
I don't know how it works, but
Maybe sometimes there's not even that 10. It just shows you,
Probably
yo,
just-
there's
yeah.
10 people
Yeah.
that liked you.
Yeah, just to
Probably.
entice you to
Yeah.
pay. Man,
Yeah.
I was on it the other day. It's like $35-$40 for premium
a year,
A month?
a month.
a month.
A month.
A year would be way too cheap. That's what I was
A
like,
month.
that's insane though.
A month.
$40 a month.
A month. You know how
That's an
insane that
expense,
is?
dude.
A month.
A month.
It's just because you want to kind of really think about it. See, I
I'm
like
trying
my
to process
haircuts.
it.
Going back to that,
You know,
I was like, why does that
Would
stuff
you
really-
rather have
30 bucks a month?
premium, or would you rather have a nice haircut every month?
I mean, I don't
Looking
think I'm getting
fresh.
Tinder anyway.
My God, that's actually insane. Are they all still like? Do other apps like Bumble have the premium?
I have no idea.
I think they're all relatively.
I'm sure they must. All dating apps must, because there must be something to like generate revenue besides
There's so
ads.
many out there, man.
Yeah.
Where was this? I have no idea. I think it was a podcast I was watching that they were literally talking about it. The amount of dating apps now compared to a few years ago, there's more than like 30.
Oh yeah.
I bet
There's
you there's
more
even
than
more
30
because
of
of COVID, because people weren't going outside and like meeting with other people. They were
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, let me snuggle in my bed.
Oh, actually, TikTok has been showing me commercial, like they have like little tiny
Yeah.
commercials,
Yep.
and it's a Bumble commercial. And what Bumble's
Really?
doing is a virtual date now. You can do a virtual date.
Oh, like a FaceTime type of thing?
Yeah, so you match with this person, you talk with them and then you can do a virtual
Well, that's pretty interesting, not
because
gonna
everything's
lie.
not remote. It's like see the person instead of
yeah.
actually because
Yeah.
you're trying to
basically
avoid contact.
you're keeping people in the app, because before people would just talk on the app,
Yeah.
grab Snapchat, grab like whatever Instagram, that, and then from there they either call each other,
Yeah.
FaceTime, that. But now Bumble's keeping you on the app.
They're being smart
That's
about
smart.
it.
That's
It is
really
actually,
smart.
yeah.
At least I think that's what they're trying to do. Like
That would. I mean,
Yeah,
they
it's a
should
good
have
idea,
been
though.
doing that.
Yeah,
That's actually
yeah.
a good idea, because that's so true. Usually, like you talk and it's like, all right, what's your Snapchat or Instagram, and you just
So it's,
Go
it's
off
keeping
there.
them on the
Yeah.
platform
Yeah.
instead
Yeah.
of having them to go somewhere else.
Go somewhere else.
because I think it like that, it would make sense that would be one of the biggest challenges
It would be.
for these apps,
Yeah.
is like
Yeah.
keeping people on the app.
And talk,
yeah, because I know, like I remember, like you couldn't. Like the messaging features as well was just not as good as something like Facebook Messenger or texting or whatever. It's like you can just do so
It
much
was
with texting. So
laggy. It was horrendous.
if I'm already talking to them, why would I just not text them or Snapchat or whatever? Because you can do so much more, like
Yeah.
send
Yeah.
like gifts or gifs, or however you want to say it, and stuff like that. So
We're not going down that.
yeah, that's I didn't say that.
So,
part.
Yeah, that's
For
for
another
another
day.
episode. Yeah,
Yeah, it's for another day.
That's a whole war on
Oh.
its own.
I remember I got Bumble once because Bumble, the thing with Bumble was that like the girls have to message first, and I was like,
Yeah.
finally, because it's so hard because it's so, they have to put the work. Yeah, you swipe and they just leave you on. You message them and they leave you on red, and it's like, all right, let's see what happens. You get matches.
Oh, so
You know what they would do? They would just send you a full stop,
What do you mean
what's
full stop?
up?
Like a
Like a
dot?
dot?
just a dot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they don't want to actually go out of their way to
Okay.
say hi. They just send you.
Okay,
I look at that.
I'm
It's
gonna
like,
say it. I'm gonna say
so
it. I'm gonna
aggravating.
get fucked for this. Girls have no game.
For what? What do you mean they have no game?
Like hitting on people. Girls have zero game.
It depends on I
Some
think
it
do.
depends on the girls, but like
Most
generally, yeah. Because I mean, I guess there's this idea and as well in
The guy
society
has
that
to
like the
approach you
guy has
first.
to approach first. So I
and
guess
then he has to carry
I
the
almost I can't
conversation.
even blame them
all of
so
it.
much because like that's how everyone's been in a way
Yeah.
brought up.
Yeah.
like
But
the
it's just-
guy,
it's
even in
aggravating. It's like-
movies.
Yeah,
Even in movies,
yeah,
it's always the guy
100%.
hitting on the girl first.
But that's
Yeah.
the movies. I wouldn't take that as
yes, but I'm
a
saying
benchmark.
it's a I'm not saying it is, but
It's a
the
reflection
movies
of,
is a reflection of how society is already doing it.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm just saying that it's just because that's how it is. Like you say, if Bumble was, I'm actually impressed that they tried to do
Yeah,
the fact
just-
that the
Yeah.
girl has to,
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure
in Tinder,
that's one of the worst things for Tinder because everybody's like the
Man,
guy sends something.
That's
the
true.
girl doesn't
You-
reply.
I feel like if you match, even like again for guys like you get 5 matches, you
Yeah.
message all 5, you probably get like half a message back from one of them.
Half a message, man.
And it's a full stop.
Yeah.
You're like,
It's like ended the conversation. It puts a period for you.
Yeah, it was, man. That's why I remember I see this full stop and it's like, I remember those one. I was like, the first time I got it, I thought it was like a typo. I thought maybe it was a mistake. I'm like, what did you mean? And she was like, nothing. It's like, I guess is how she was trying to start the convo, and I was like, all right, unmatched. I was just like shocked. And then it happened again and again, and I'm like, what the hell is this,
More
man?
than
Like,
one girl was doing the full the period.
well, one
thing.
girl did it, and then I was like, oh my god. Then it happened again and again with all these other matches, and I'm like, oh my god, it's a thing, I guess,
so they're going around it.
because they don't want to start the convo. It's like it's their way around it, and I'm like, wow.
But I
like,
thought like
it's terrible, man.
I
Oh
thought
my
it would
God.
make like girls more comfortable if they had the choice of starting the convo, so they wouldn't get like unsolicited like messages basically.
I mean, you hear like from different people
That's
have
fair.
different opinions. So some people would say that, but some people like I don't know. It's just so tricky, man. But I don't know. In my experience, I mean, okay, I did get some girls who would like start the
Yeah.
conversation, but
Yeah.
most of the time they either just wouldn't say anything or they would just full stop.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, at least to me that's good because if they send me full stop, I already would like I don't want to automatically
thing.
like, yeah, I'm gonna unmatch. Like,
Yeah.
if this is what their personality is like,
Yeah,
I'm already done with that. But it was just like, wow, like you can't even hi. I'd rather a hi, you know, even if you're
hey,
Yeah.
like, yeah, something like,
Like,
that.
why did you even bother messaging
That's
us?
just like, yeah, and oh my god.
Well, I think a
was
lot
so
of it is like
aggravating.
window shopping for a lot of people now.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, and people just like swiping, being like, "Who can I get? Who?
That's so true.
How hot
Instead of-
can I get?"
It's in there, like
Yeah.
with the new, with it's so different. Like going back, it's like for the everybody who has been using this, it's just
Yeah.
because they have so much people at their exposure. Right?
Yeah.
It's not like, I can like I have this many people around me who like, okay, this is who I've talked to. Okay, these are my choices.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, I have this whole realm of anybody who's on
Yeah.
this app. All right, well, I may as well just go for the hottest one I can
Yeah.
get.
I feel like it's also a confidence booster. Like, oh my god, look how many matches I have, sort of thing.
Yes.
I
Yes.
swear, I know. Like, there were some points where I look at myself and it's like, whoa, I have more like matches than I thought. Like, wow. So I can imagine people would probably just like match a lot
feeling
and then
themselves.
not.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
just like
Yes.
yeah, it's like yeah. I can imagine. I know a lot of people. I would read on like Reddit and stuff.
Yeah.
People would use it as like a confidence thing, and like
Yeah.
looking at my experience, I can sort of see it. Like, whoa, it's like you more than you expect. So I can imagine people would just.
Who was it was telling me they on Tinder whenever they put their Insta, they would go and DM them. If
They
they
would-
didn't reply, they would go DM them on Insta because they put their Insta on the Tinder
I remember
profile.
who it is.
Like,
I don't want to put their name in here in case they don't want
somebody,
to.
I don't know. They were just telling me this.
I remember, yeah, I
that's
remember. It was,
savage.
and I tried that, and I didn't get a response. So it just
Well,
I feel like
because it's like, why would you do that? Because
I feel like
you message, you
I
get
feel like
left
it's
on red.
creepy.
It's pushy. It's not like it
Yeah,
is kind
it
of
is
creepy.
pushy.
It's pushy. It's like you,
just
But
desperate in a
sometimes
way.
don't they
To
just
me, it
put
looks
their
like it's
Insta
desperate.
there?
Yeah, it
Isn't it
does.
showing you that, hey, message me on Insta?
no, they want followers.
That could also make
It's
sense.
just followers. Yeah. And a lot of people do it like for more pictures, stuff like that.
I feel
more
like
views,
oh yeah,
likes.
that makes sense. Actually,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I know there was one of my friends. She was on Tinder just to like get people to follow her on Instagram because she's a model, and I'm like, wow,
Okay.
kind of smart, I guess. She
Yeah.
probably gets like
Like,
100
Yeah, grow
billion
following.
matches a
They're,
day.
they're driving traffic.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, just
Yeah.
come and like
Make
me
respect,
before we
man.
can talk.
Make a Tinder account for the podcast.
Yes.
What are you gonna put there?
Put a picture of a monster.
Just have a little bit of description.
Us like
They're gonna think it's like 4 dudes. What am I getting?
it's like here to make friend.
I know my brother. He was on Tinder, and he like found this like account, but it's like for 3 girls, and then he matched with them, and then he and 2 of his friends went on like a triple date with those 3 girls.
Damn.
So,
No
yeah,
way.
Yeah,
They went on a
that's
triple
triple date with those 3 girls. Yeah.
So wait, did like your
Like,
brother
he
bring
was-
the other 2 people like with him, like his friends with him?
well, that's the thing. Yeah, like he like matched with this account, and there's like 3 girls,
Yeah.
and he's like, I have 2 friends. I believe that's what happened, and they're like, yeah, let's go on a triple date. So him and 2 friends went on a date with these 3 girls.
That's kind of interesting.
go
I'm
well?
not gonna lie.
I think it went well.
That's because it's kind of a neat
yeah,
concept.
I know. Yeah,
I feel like it makes everything a little way more comfortable for
yeah.
everybody.
that's true.
I know they
It's
use
like
it's a
it's a
group
group
setting.
setting
Here's the
instead of
There
one on
used
one.
to be an actual like Tinder groups thing. I remember.
Yeah.
I used to go with one of our friends on the app, and it was like a lot of fun. But like they took that. I don't know why they took it out. I'm assuming there must have been a reason. Maybe it just
Yeah.
wasn't being used. But I used to almost
It,
exclusively
it was
go
a
on
fun
that.
dynamic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like because people were like, when you have your friends on, like people are just more playful in a way.
Yeah.
And it's like less, stressful trying to be like, how do I?
Well, yeah, you
know-
don't have to carry the conversation on your own.
That's the
basically.
thing. Yeah.
like,
So
yeah.
I like that, but then they took it out. I don't know why, but when my brother told me about that, I'm like, oh, that's a pretty neat thing. Just like it's meant for one person,
Yeah.
but it's 3 girls. I think they had all their names, and the pictures is the like each person.
Everyone was
So-
playing chess. That girl was
Yeah,
playing
playing
checkers.
chess.
Like she was.
you didn't know it's
Or was it the other way around? Everyone was playing checkers while she was,
She's playing
chess.
5D
Yeah.
chess, man.
Yeah,
It
she
way
was.
ahead.
She was
manipulating everybody. Oh god.
big brain moves.
I once saw this guy's profile on Twitter. You know how you can like swipe through the pictures like on Tinder, and the pictures of
On
just,
Twitter,
like,
you said?
yeah, I saw like on Twitter someone like
Yeah.
posted. I think it was on Twitter. They posted a video of like this guy's account that they found,
Okay.
and on Tinder, like basically you have like the main picture and you
Yeah.
swipe,
Yeah.
and every picture was the same, just him, picture like this.
Oh,
like
it was a
nice.
different
Like this.
angle. Of
Yeah,
it.
so it's
No
just
way.
like him, like a 360 view. I was like, this is the smartest thing I've ever seen.
That
in my
guy's
life.
not there to find a date.
Yeah,
he's just there.
like, just it was. I
He's
saw
there
that
to
like
troll,
this is so funny. Like literally, just eventually get to him just facing like
The wall.
facing the back. I'm like, why is this picture there? But what does it do? But I'm like, this is so funny. Like to me, I'm like, that actually shows like
He has a sense of
Yeah,
his
humor.
sense of humor and creativity.
Yeah.
Like, that was so good.
That's good.
I was like, that's actually genius. I would swipe right on him, man, if I saw this guy. Like, that's so good.
Man, there used to be whole YouTube compilations of like funny Tinder
Yeah.
conversations. Man,
Yes.
I actually love watching those. Like,
Yes. I used to watch those a while ago.
Yeah,
I think I watched them with you. Yeah.
On the like going, it's just like Tinder is there's so much, dude, that goes on it, and there's so much has changed since then to now.
Yeah.
But like, I think Tinder's not gonna die anytime. So I think it's gonna become a new normal of dating for the new generation, just like how
Especially
TikTok
with
is.
COVID. I think especially
100%.
because of COVID, it got like fast tracked.
I was 100%. People
yeah.
people have been locked in. I know a lot of people were on Tinder during COVID, and now that it's open, they probably can actually go on their dates and stuff. So I think it's gonna.
So they had
blow
a
up.
cool dynamic on it. What's it called?
Tinder?
When there was on Tinder. I think maybe Bumble had it too. But you could like choose anywhere in the world that you wanted to be during COVID, and you could like match with people around the world.
I get that's actually pretty,
Which is a kind of interesting.
go- that is
you
kinda-
can't, but like
see them,
now that everything's opening up,
it's maybe
it would people. Yeah,
move
Now your 30 matches in Thailand don't matter.
Thailand.
I just throw a random country.
Yeah.
No reason behind it, I swear.
Going back to the GM thing, it's kind of funny because it comes out. Remember when McGregor said your wife's in my DMs?
Oh, bro,
God,
he's
yeah.
actually a savage. He's
He
such
lost-
a petty loser.
he lost so much respect
But
after that.
see, here's the
Who?
thing.
McGregor, yeah, from a lot of people.
He said
100%.
way worse things, dude.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah,
but
to
like he,
Khabib, he
Did
said
he say
way
he's like
worse.
he's gonna kill his dad? I remember
but
this was
yeah,
the
but
shit
I
he was saying.
remember, well, not remember. Like
I feel like
I was on
killing your
Twitter,
dads.
and everyone on there was just like, really, like this was like kind of like a last straw type of thing.
yeah.
Like people got like fed up with him losing and then saying something like that.
But see, here's the thing.
He's on the floor, his ankle is
Like your ankles,
He was
broke.
literally like a losing, desperate villain in a
Yeah.
movie. You know when the villains get like nasty and desperate and
Yeah.
just like degenerate?
and then he's like
Yes.
just like yelling in the corner.
But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like I'm a fan of Connor's, and every single time, like he's thinking of it when he lost to Diaz, when he lost to Poirier the second time, he's usually super respectful.
Mhm.
But like his coach said, he said he had a problem. Like, why did Joe Rogan, come and interview me? Like, this guy's in so much pain.
Very
His leg's
true.
broken. Obviously he's disappointed. His mind not in the right spot.
Yeah,
Of course, he's just.
and the adrenaline is probably
That's the
rushing
thing.
through him.
So the fact that
Yeah.
I can guarantee you, if like you interviewed him like the next day or something, he's probably gonna be a lot more calm. Now, okay, he should have apologized. The fact that he didn't is
It's not his
He should've-
character. It's not
yeah.
his
But at the same
No.
time, like I can guarantee you, if he wasn't interviewed like as his foot's broken, it's
Yeah.
like this, and he's in so much pain and blood's still flowing, I can guarantee he would react differently.
Yeah.
100%. Also, it probably was part of him that still was like wanted Dustin to know that this is not over. Like
this is
try to keep him like mad
For
that
the
you're
next
gonna fight
fight.
again. But
Yeah.
I know at least I think that if he lost normally, like if like he did in the first one,
like fair and
he would
square.
have not like reacted this way. I think the
Yeah.
fact that his leg was broken and he was in so much pain and adrenaline and everything, he just was not thinking straight, and he just said something. Like he should have apologized, but like you said, it's not his character. But
still though, like I know what you mean, but I don't know.
Like-
It's like such a low blow because the wife was right there too. It's like
did you see? She just
But-
like threw up the finger at him.
Oh, she did?
Yeah,
I
just
didn't see that.
She's just like that. And stuff.
Oh my
But
God.
Here's the thing. I can't say anything. I feel like I'm not qualified to say any like, oh, that was bad, because I was not, and that's like he was probably in the interview. He was just like,
Like, he probably didn't
he is
even
in
know what's
so
going
much
on.
pain, and there's
Yeah.
just so much going in his head right now. I feel like I don't think he actually properly
process through
thought
what
like
he's
what
saying.
was
Yeah.
Now, like I said, it's still wrong, 100%. But I feel like
you can understand
yeah, like
why it was so easy to say that.
yeah, like it just probably he blurted it out.
Man,
Didn't put
And
too
just
much thought.
McGregor's personality
Yeah.
too, to just
Like-
make that shit, like you said, cause it a little bit too.
Yeah.
But this is when one of those TikTok accounts should come in and fake a DM from Dustin's wife to McGregor
That would be pretty
and
funny.
post it. That would
Yeah.
On that profile.
Yo, Dustin goes to the guy, test my wife, pretend to be McGregor and message her.
That'd be a good meme, dude. That'd be a perfect meme.
No, man.
I wonder what she said though, because they never all he posted was like she requested or do you want to? She sent you a message. Do you want to accept it or whatever?
And he
But he didn't actually show what she said, so nobody really knows. She
So
probably
she could have like just
she probably said nothing
She could have
bad.
been
Wait,
shit-talking
so
him.
she did actually send a message?
Oh, he posted yeah, but like he didn't actually
But
show.
I don't think it was anything.
That's the
in
thing.
aspect of,
I don't.
with a bad
I'm-
intent. I
yeah.
think she was either talking shit to him.
Or it was probably just like about to fight or like business or something.
Yeah.
I know I don't think she was actually sliding his DMs, but like
Or maybe
But
she
that's
sent
really
out the
funny.
middle
I didn't
finger.
know she did. That's
okay.
actually
I'm pretty sure she did. I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's why he said it though.
I thought he was just like,
Yeah.
talking smack.
No, because
I saw on Twitter
he would have.
picture,
I
yeah.
think like because all he did was show like she requested to like message you like you want to see it. He didn't actually show it. Like I think if he was gonna fake it, then at least show the fake message. But the fact that he didn't show it, to me, it
means
shows that
it's not. I think
like I don't think I think she just wanted him to message, and he just took that initial thing and like
And then
because he just screen recorded like he like pressed on her account, verified, went back to the message, she's requesting to message you, but he didn't actually show it. So it probably was just like it could have been like good luck in the fight, tomorrow, and he just used that just to piss Dustin off.
But
Dustin
he
smashed
used
his
it back
face.
after his foot is smashed into
Yeah.
3 pieces.
Yeah.
If I was Dustin, I'd be so happy when he's like yelling. I mean, that just seeing him just like on the ground, he's like yelling the worst things he could say. I'm just like,
What
That's
can
the
you
thing.
do, my
like I
guy?
wouldn't say anything. I just look at him. That's
Yeah.
the best thing you can
Like
do.
it was a sad sight, you know.
It-
what I mean?
it was-
like his
really
foot's
was.
He was at
broken.
an
It
all-time
looked
low,
like
I
a
think.
desperate,
Yeah.
like I said, I
It's
mean,
desperate. Yeah.
desperate like last attempt to in a way make sure the fight happens. It was just I look at it, it's almost like it was like a fall from grace, for Conor McGregor, because he was he's still the top draw, but he was like so he was undefeated. Now it's like you look at him and there's no longer this aura of like, oh my god, who can beat this
like,
guy?
Yeah.
He's lost like when in the pre fight conference, one savage was just like, you haven't won a single fight since the end of the Obama administration, and I'm like, oh my god.
Holy, this guy
which is
came with
so
the
true.
receipts.
Yeah, I know. Which is, if you think about it, it's like, oh my god,
Much has happened.
that's
oh my god.
yeah, I know. That's the
That's
thing
a long
because he
time
doesn't
ago.
fight too much, but at the same time, it's like that's kind of true. That's why he doesn't have this like Conor McGregor. Oh my god, now it's just like
Because,
Conor McGregor money. That's I think what people go to. It's like I'm gonna take this
He
fight. It's a
made his
fight.
money.
Yeah.
He's not. He's like, dude. He's makes so much money now, McGregor.
Oh, yeah.
Upwards
He
of,
was
like,
the top,
100 million or whatever. I was reading per.
He was the top
earner, sport
athlete,
owner, athlete owner. He's one of the top 3.
I mean, he came from his like
he should just
whiskey
retire,
thing.
dude. Why does he keep coming back? To
I think he wants to
smashed.
probably win one more fight,
Then
retire on top.
He wants
I
to
think
end on a good note.
I think if he beat Dustin, he probably would have retired.
Yeah.
But like, because I can see he doesn't want to end on a loss, like,
On a
especially
loss.
I wouldn't want to either.
yeah, like it's
Yeah, nobody's
your
gonna
whole
be
legacy, because
frustrated.
that's gonna be like, in a way the last thing that people.
But you don't want him to come
Remember.
back, lose again.
Yeah, it just, you don't want to keep digging your.
I feel like
if he
man-
loses again,
Yeah.
it's done.
It's done.
I mean,
But-
it's in now, to be honest.
I do think
Yeah,
so because
in my
mentally
opinion.
he's not going to be the same.
I think he's gonna fight again, but it's gonna be so hard. Like I know what's her name, Ronda Rousey. She ended on a loss, and that was
Oh,
very,
man.
she got destroyed that last
Yeah.
fight against
Yeah.
Amanda Nunes.
No, she's just in the Hollywood movies.
Yeah,
And
so I know
WWE.
She went, I think
Yeah.
she's
Yes.
WWE, but she was there, and I mean, she's doing. I know Dana White was talking. She has all this property in LA. Like has so much money, but like she ended off like on a unfortunately like not the best way. And I'm sure Connor probably wants to end in a winning thing. So
Winning
I think you probably try to get one more win on his
Before
belt.
it's out.
Because like he probably does not have that much like the desire, like because before back then he had no money. He was fighting to like survive, to make this money, to support his family. He has so much money now. Like what is there?
He has a kid.
Wait,
Like
3 kids. Like what is there in a way? What does he have to accomplish left?
Yeah, he's made it. He's
made it.
100% from
Yeah.
where he was. That's why that ambition,
There's no
and
drive anymore. Yeah,
is
exactly.
not there anymore for
Yeah.
him, and I don't even blame him, dude. He's made it. Like every time you go there, he's 32 now. You're putting your body at risk because it's not going to heal anymore, right?
No.
As it was as
Not
if
at
he
the
was in
same
his
rate.
20, 100% not. And he's like,
Yeah.
dude,
maybe not at all.
I'm
the
not
same
fighting
way.
it really for the money anymore. So it's just like that's why people are like the drive isn't there. He's aged as well, so that's why he should really stop fighting.
Yeah, that's why I think if let's say he fights Dustin, maybe like if he wins that, I think he should. I don't know if he would win. I still think.
he needs 2 more fights with Dustin.
Well, here's the
If he-
thing.
and he needs to win both of them.
Here's the thing. I don't think they would do 5 fights. I think they would probably just count this fourth one, like the third one, as like it didn't end. I think they'll have that fourth one,
Have a rematch.
and then
Yeah.
I think if he wins, I think he'd probably
That'll be
retire. And I think he should. Like
He
if he
should.
wins, he should. Even if he
Win or
loses at this
loss.
point,
Yeah, winner.
he should still retire. Like I think at this point, also his legacy is so big that
he doesn't.
he's in a way he's kind of safe. Like no one's gonna look at him like, oh, he's a loser. I mean, he's Conor McGregor. This guy changed the entire sport of mixed
100%.
martial arts.
He drove so many people to watch
UFC. Oh my
Well,
god.
that's the only reason I ever started watching it.
Yeah,
It's because of
100%.
him.
Nobody
Yeah.
knows. It's like, oh my god, yeah, he's definitely a figure to know.
There are a few fighters in the UFC that just have this aura about them, like Israel.
Oh yeah, you guys.
he's
They don't
insane.
call
Style bender.
they don't call him style bender for nothing. When he's fighting, you're engaged in the fight. You're like
Yeah.
fully, because
It's
you could like within a second he could pull on some like,
Yeah.
amazing move that
Yeah.
changes the fight.
Yeah.
And it's just when he's fighting, he's there like he's it feels like an anime fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
That's
Yeah.
literally what it is. Like it
Yeah.
feels like it's from an anime. Like it's insane. Like him. Who else?
I know John Jones is also very popular.
Oh no, John Jones plays it too safe though.
Oh, no, his
In his
fights recently have
recent-
been
in
very
his recent-
close.
yeah,
But at the
because
same time, I think he's still a big draw. I know what's his name, the guy who lost to Kamaru Usman, Jorge Masvidal.
yes,
He's
Masvidal,
one.
yeah.
Nate Diaz also, because Nate Diaz just
Oh, Nate Diaz is a classic.
Yeah, I mean, this guy- because Nate think every fight Nate Diaz has been, he just ends like friggin' bloody because he has so much scar tissue. He just bleeds so easily. But like you know, you're getting a fight.
What was it? Anderson
Tony
Silva, the
Ferguson
last
as well.
two
Ferguson, sharp
Yeah.
elbow, dude. Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Tony Ferguson though, he also
But-
broke his thing too.
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah.
he's also out. I
Yeah.
don't think he's gonna come out
'Cause
back
he-
anymore.
He's older than McGregor.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's 38.
yeah.
He
Anderson's
should-
38,
guys,
and he broke his.
And
But
he
he's this
That's not
guy
recovering.
has like the biggest shit I've ever.
Who?
You see him against Gaethje,
Who?
Tony Ferguson. This
Okay.
guy took so many hits.
Yeah.
It was just I don't even know how he
How
lasted.
he was
It's
still
insane.
standing.
It's insane.
Man, there's been so many leg breaks
Yeah, recently. Yeah.
recently in the
Recently.
last 4 or 5 UFCs. There's just been like
Yeah.
so many.
I remember one of my friends was like, imagine like one of their legs breaks, legs breaks, and I was like, ah, ha ha. And Connor's leg broke. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And I didn't even notice because it happened so fast. Like he fell down. I thought like Dustin hit him or something. Dustin hit him or something. And because Dustin keeps hitting him, they didn't stop the fight. I was like, oh my god, what happened? And then he gets off him, and I just see his foot's like this. I was like, oh my god, his foot's broken. Ugh.
Yeah, that was.
I'm surprised it doesn't happen as often as it does.
Well-
But at the same time, it's like,
Well, I mean, you know how they train. Like,
Yeah.
they condition their shins.
And they know exactly
But
where to hit,
yeah.
how to hit.
It's not just that. I was watching like an analyst like analyze the Conor McGregor fight,
Yeah.
and he was saying that over the years they've changed the style of how they kick.
Mm.
So and
Like
where
in
you
general
and,
ki- like
yeah,
fighters?
like yeah, fighters and like
know.
where they kick.
Mm.
So it's not as much as low as they are now, like where Conor McGregor hit. They try to aim a little bit higher because it's a little bit softer, and they try to go for like a front kick now instead of like a low sweeping kick because
Mm.
there's been so many people, and they're
yeah.
you're so prone to
That's
shattering
interesting.
your shin.
Yeah, but it's, I know like what like a lot of fighters do is that they kill the nerves right here just so
Yeah.
like they're
Yeah.
numb, and it's
Insane.
I'm like because I used to do like taekwondo and martial arts as
Yeah.
well. Even the slightest like shin on shin hit, like I'm out for 5 minutes. I don't even know how much training needs to
Yeah.
get this. It hurts like when you kick and hit that shit.
in your shin. It's,
I can't even imagine. Man.
So,
I can't. I felt it hurts so much. It's just like a baseball bat, just right.
Just coming
oh,
all
Oh
over
yeah. So for Muay Thai, what they do, they have clean breaks. So
Yeah.
you train. Like for me, when I was doing Muay Thai, I lost all my hair on my left shin. I had no hair on my left shin, hair on my right shin,
Mm.
because mainly I kick with my left, but I kick with both. But I literally had no hair. But I never went to the point where I like broke it on purpose.
Mm.
So they
Yeah.
like you see
Hurts
these
so
videos
much.
of like in like Southeastern Asia, and they're
It's
just
like a tree or something.
yeah, they're just kicking it until it breaks.
Yeah.
Like but that's just for show. But like usually they do clean breaks
Yeah.
and it grows back stronger.
Yeah.
It's a lot of training. Yeah.
It's absolutely
Well,
insane.
I think that we covered so much.
We covered so
Yeah.
much.
That's
this
pretty
episode.
good though.
It was
Yeah.
good.
It's pretty enjoyable. Like I think but the fights to come, I think with UFC are even going to be more insane. What's the next one? When is it? Is it the?
I know Dustin said he's gonna take time off
Yeah.
to spend time with his family. He's made so much money, probably enjoy it as well. But I think probably a few months that'll
Mhm.
be a good one.
Yeah.
You think there's gonna be another take? Wait, when's that Jake Paul one? That one's also coming soon, right?
Oh, August. Him versus Tyron Woodley.
You see, they had the bet. Sorry, last
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
He had the bet where
Uh,
like the
tattoo.
loser has to tattoo. What is it like? If Jake wins,
Their name. I think it's the name.
he has to. Yeah,
Yeah.
He tattoos his name on
if,
it.
if Jake wins, then the other guy Tyron has to tattoo like "I love Jake Paul" or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Never
and
gone back
on,
from
on
that.
him, and then it's the other way around as well.
Who do you think's
Yeah.
gonna win that? Do you think Jake's gonna win, or you think?
I think that's a topic for another episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so let's save that for the next
Yeah,
one.
and
Leave that
a
there.
whole other
Right.
episode.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you everybody for today's episode.
Yeah,
Till
Yeah.
next time. Till next
You guys
week.
Thank you for
enjoyed that.
watching.
Next Friday.
you guys.
Thank you.